last weekend. Made me jealous because I wasn't there doing the games with you.
If you want to switch next year, I'll go do the SEC basketball tournament.
I did not say.
And you can be here when we host Kentucky or whoever to open the top. I was going to say
Trying to give you a compliment.
Jacob and I will hold down. So your compliment is, I was jealous I wasn't there.
I was. You know that, though, about me.
We thought about you, Luke. That's why we took the picture.
Huh?
We thought about you all over, Luke. That's why we took the picture.
I mean, I'm glad that we got somebody like Jason to do it, and we're not flipping back and forth to 8 different people.
Boy, I have to do it myself. God help us if I had to do it by myself. Everybody would struggle. And so Jason bails us out. And
Put your headphones on. Let's see you.
I'm just saying my jealousy went away.
To do for 18 minutes. You're right, we don't.
My jealousy went away as soon as I got home. Like, I got home as Buck hit that home run from Nashville. And the lights go out, and like, that's like, I don't want to be a part of that at all.
We were at home. We were at home listening to it. You were not. Then on Saturday, I synced it up to watching this.
Yeah, that was an interesting 5-minute period of time. The first set went out, and you go, all right, this is a unique thing to talk about. And then the other one goes, you go,
And their athletic department's like, no. Baseball, no.
Yeah. Is this 5 minutes, or is this
The Auburn Princeton NCAA tournament baseball.
or are we going to finish? And it's cold and it's windy and it's that's a little bitty press box where the windows don't open, except the little sliver on top. Well, I was going to say, throughout his win, you can see Butch animated on the end of the game when they saw the home plate, like his rent, I'm guessing their rent, their head coach, and he was just like, well, he made everybody laugh. He said something to the third base umpire. Before they started playing again, because the umpire was saying, so like, I'm not going to be able to see now. And Butch looked at the third base umpire and goes, well, he hadn't been able to see all night. Yeah.
I guess that's what the 11th year in the league will do for you.
Right, yeah. All right, do we sound okay?
I don't remember Anthony Perez. The guy that's got the plane.
I don't either. Yeah, I don't know Anthony Perez. Name like Perez, though, he probably favored second.
From the Auburn Sports Network and Playfly Sports, Auburn baseball is on the air. 25 NCAA tournaments, 8 regional titles, and 6 trips to the College World Series. Exclusive game day coverage begins with the leadoff show. Now, let's go out to the ballpark.
Never before have 2 SEC baseball teams faced off with a higher ranking in the history of Plainsman Park. Number 4 Auburn, number 2 Texas in the first of 3 tonight. Good evening and War Eagle from Sanford Stadium, Hitchcock Field at Plainsman Park. With Brad Law, I'm Andy Burcham. Auburn brings an 11-game win streak into play tonight. That includes a sweep at Missouri last week and a 9-3 win over number 3 Georgia Tech Wednesday. The Tigers' starting rotation has a record of 9-0 with an earned run average of 1.91. All 3 starters went at least 7 innings in the sweep in Columbia. The Texas starting rotation is 9-0 this season with an ERA of 1.90. The Longhorns have won their first 16 games of the season, then took 2 of 3 against Ole Miss last weekend. Texas is hitting .324 as a team with 43 stolen bases in 49 attempts, and they were 10 of 10 last weekend. Auburn goes with SEC Pitcher of the Week Jake Marciano tonight. The sophomore left-hander 3-0 with a .93 earned run average. The Longhorns counter with Ruger Riojas, the senior right-hander 4-0 with an ERA of 2.05. When we return, the Butch Thompson pregame report. And this is the Auburn Sports Network.
Where were you when this happened?
Grounded on the right side. Jarvis over. He throws. It's a no-hitter. J.C. Mize with history tonight. He is mobbed by his teammates as Mize takes it through the order for the no-hitter. 6-0. Auburn wins.
Don't miss the next heart-pounding moment. This is your home for Auburn baseball, the Auburn Sports Network.
What a matchup we've got, folks. Just nonstop action. The energy is electric and the fans are all in. An intense game like this calls for a Coca-Cola. Ah, crisp and refreshing. That's a game changer. Yeah, that taste scores every time. And just like that, they're back at it. Passionate fans and an ice-cold Coca-Cola. Now that's a winning combo. No matter the team, no matter the sport, everyone knows fan work is thirsty work. Enjoy a Coca-Cola.
Are you ready for your winning moment? Find it at Wind Creek Casino, where the action never stops. Hottest games, loosest spins, more ways to win. We've got the highest payouts and the most epic rewards. At Wind Creek, there's a win waiting for you around every corner. Wind Creek Casino. Find your winning moment. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Yellowwood knows that a 5-star backyard is the place to make lasting memories. Like cookouts. Cornhole with friends. Ooh, a neighborhood potluck with your wife's pasta salad. The one with the feta. Oh, sorry. Or taking a nap on your deck in a hammock. Naps are memories. I love naps. For 5-star backyards and the most memorable experiences, Yellowwood brand pressure-treated pine. If it doesn't have that yellow tag, you don't want it.
Game day coverage of Auburn baseball continues now with the Butch Thompson pregame report.
Auburn and Texas here. It's the highest rated series for a weekend in Auburn history. How much of that do you put away as you get ready for a really good ball club here in Texas?
It's just between the lines and play baseball, and what you just said we just experienced on Tuesday, right? And this one upset, I guess, but no, playing a great Texas team who we'd like to match up better than we did, out in Austin for our first time last year. And played a close one, been reviewing that series a bunch, but a lot of new players on both sides, 2 really good pitching staffs. Something's got to give. They look identical in statistics coming in here. A 1 through 6 lineup, maybe as good as we've seen, or to something to rival the Georgia Tech team that we just played. So I think the next 9 weeks are all going to feel and look about the same. But I know we're all excited. I can tell the community's excited. Our players are excited, and you know what I'm going to say. We got to be present and play the standard of baseball and give them our best standard and effort, and that's what we can control, and that's what hopefully we can convey the message and intend to do this weekend.
These two teams' starting pitchers are undefeated, and Auburn's ERA is so much higher than Texas. Auburn is 1.91, Texas is 1.90.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's incredible. So I think it's all square, and that's why you play this. That's what makes this so exciting for both teams to get off to a good start. They were 16-0. We've won 11 games in a row, and went on the road and had success. Texas has played one true road game. I really think if I'm trying to shove this conversation with you and try to get my team between the lines, this is, on 0-0 counts, Texas offensive lineup, they swing the bat less than anybody of our 16 schools. So they're going to make you shove it in the strike zone, and that's the flag we waved before the season ever started, to try to shove the ball in the strike zone. Now, runners in score position, of course, they jump and get the barrels moving a little bit more, but they're going to force their opponents to have to throw a strike. Their offense is built and predicated off of that. And then, the starting pitcher, the matchup that we talk about, like who's going to really settle in and carry this ball game? Is this going to be a duel, or, the cat and mouse is what's huge. The 0-0, are they going to do something different because they feel like we throw strikes, or are they going to do what they always do? Who's going to stick to their identity? Who's going to come out with a plan? The Missouri 3 starters last week were a handful for us. Every one of those games were in the balance all the way into the middle to the back half of the ball game because Missouri got 3 starts. So I think we're looking closely, and I told Gabe the first time through the lineup, we got to have him beat up a little bit more, even if we don't score, than we did last weekend. So we're just looking for growth. We're looking to see if we can handle another great pitcher and try to figure out maybe something we can do as a lineup one time through, that even if we're not having success or scoring runs, we're taking something out of him to where we can get him the second time through, shorten his outing, do anything we can to help us try to find an edge. But I think there's going to be a lot of cat and mouse and strategies at play to watch for tonight.
Speaking of which, Texas is 43 of 49 in stolen bases and went 10 of 10 in the SEC opening weekend last weekend against Ole Miss.
Yeah, it's real. That's their thing, how they move the runners around. They're good at it. We've absolutely changed out of respect for them and tried to do something, a little more simplification, but a little more attack with us and how we pull off a pick. And a lot of those 43 out of 49 is coming from second to third. So a lot of that's division of mindset. A lot of time, how much do you gain by gaining 90 feet? A lot, I think. So that's a huge weapon for those guys. They got to earn their way on base. I mean, if you're going to play the freebie game, these guys are not going – if you walk somebody, it's not a single. You have jeopardized that being a double and a triple. And I think our fans have seen Bristol Carter run around on these bases like that. If you got 2 or 3 guys on the other side that can do that, at least force them to hit their way on and understand the freebies with nobody on base, how big that is. If we can – it's imperative for those to keep them off, and it's imperative for us to simplify a strategy that can hopefully help us control that running game. It's impressive and the best we've seen thus far.
Quick key for Jake Marciano tonight.
Be himself. Just get settled in and get back into the sequence. He can't try to change and be somebody else. Give us another quality start. Hopefully that preparation has been good all week, and finding the fastball to both sides of the plate. Really both teams. We're looking at complexion of the lineup. I think we probably had the same conversation they did, because we're looking at Texas's starter and like, should we hit a left-hander, or should we hit more right-handers, or what should we do here? Well, neither one of them, left or righties, hit off of Riojas, and same thing, with our guy, nobody's hit, whether it's a left-hander or a right-hander's had success. But Marciano's just got to get to his game, find this zone, get ahead in the strike zone. We had 11 3-ball counts, for example, Tuesday against Georgia Tech. 7 of those 11 reached. So we got away with it because we struck them out 16 times and did not allow the nation's most prolific offense of scoring 13 runs a game. We didn't allow them an extra base hit. But I do think we have to turn the page and get back into a ton of strikes. This is one of those teams, much like Georgia Tech, that the walk strikeout numbers are really close. So they value at bats. They're patient by taking so many of those 0-0 pitches I was referring to. So we're going to have to fill it up, avoid the 3-ball counts, and definitely the freebies, or they'll try to run, and that could be the difference. So our ability to get that leadoff man, our ability to get ahead in the count when these at-bats end, that's one of our paths to have success tonight.
All the best tonight, War Eagle.
War Eagle.
Children's of Alabama reminds you that every child's head injury should be treated like a serious injury until a doctor says it's not. The CDC estimates some 4 million sports and recreation-related concussions occur each year. Even a minor fall or collision may be a concern. Symptoms typically include headaches, unsteadiness, confusion, or sleepiness. To find out what to do in case of a suspected concussion, visit childrensal.org/concussion and always dial 911 in case of an emergency.
We'll admit, we've already thrown in the towel on the New Year's resolution.
But one healthy new habit we're sticking with is Active Liver from New Nordic. Did you know your liver works around the clock processing food, sugar, alcohol, and everyday toxins? All things that can really impact your health.
That's why daily support matters. Active Liver is designed to help protect normal liver function and support your body's natural detox process.
Active Liver is available online at Amazon or in stores at CVS, Meijer Grocery, Wegmans, and now at your local GNC.
Hi, I'm Chef Franklin Becker. You know the jingle. Now discover the facts about Ozempic, a GLP-1. There's only one FDA-approved Ozempic made by Novo Nordisk. Learn about the real thing.
Talk to your healthcare professional today. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and to learn more about Ozempic. Semaglutide injection 0.5, 1, and 2 milligrams.
Yellowwood knows that a 5-star backyard is the place to make lasting memories. Like roasting marshmallows on a cool fall night. That's it. Turn it nice and slow. Get it toasted all... Oh, no, it's on fire. Oh, you want it on fire. Okay, that's a choice, I guess. Crunchy. For 5-star backyards and the most memorable experiences, Yellowwood brand pressure-treated pine. If it doesn't have that yellow tag, you don't want it.
The starting lineups are presented by Yellowwood brand pressure-treated pine. If it doesn't have that yellow tag, you don't want it.
We'll start with Texas. Longhorns ranked number 2, 18-2 on the year, 2-1 in conference play. Here's the lineup for Jim Schlossnagle and company. Ethan Mendoza, the second baseman, is the leadoff hitter. The catcher, Carson Tenney, bats second. Hitting third in center field, it's Aiden Robbins. The cleanup hitter is the shortstop, Adrian Rodriguez. Temo Becerra plays third base and bats fifth. Hitting sixth in left field, it's Anthony Pack Jr. Casey Borba plays first base. He will bat seventh. Batting eighth in right field, Jaden Duplantier. And the designated hitter is Ashton Larson. He will bat ninth. Again for the Horns, it's Mendoza, Tenney, Robbins, Rodriguez, Becerra, Pack, Borba, Duplantier, and Larson. And now for your Auburn Tigers, Butch Thompson's team ranked 4th in the country, an RPI of 2. Tigers are 18-2 overall, 3-0 in conference play, winners of 11 in a row. Second baseman Chris Rembert at the top of the lineup. Catcher Chase Freilich hits second, and hitting third is the left fielder Bub Terrell. The cleanup man starts at third base, that's Eric Guevara. Mason McCrane in right field bats fifth, and hitting sixth at first base, it's Ethan Bingaman. Batting seventh, the designated hitter, Lucas Steele. Hitting eighth, the shortstop, Brandon McCrane. And Cade Ballou starts in center field. He rounds out the order. Again for the Tigers, Rembert, Freilich, Terrell, Guevara, McCrane, Bingaman, Steele, McCrane, and Ballou. Picture-perfect night for some SEC baseball at Plainsman Park. First pitch comes your way next. This is the Auburn Sports Network.
Let's be honest, senior living shouldn't feel senior, and it's definitely not all about yelling, bingo! At Atlas Senior Living, we focus on great care, great people, and yes, great days. And no one telling you can't have dessert before dinner. Well, maybe once. And with locations throughout the Southeast, chances are there's an Atlas community closer than you think. Atlas Senior Living, exceptional care, even better living. Visit atlasseniorliving.com to find a community near you and schedule a tour today.
Here's a clip from a recent Talking Tigers podcast with Andy Burcham.
Auburn baseball coach Butch Thompson.
We've always been able to conquer or have a chance in our 10 years to win outside of that first year. But I think we got a chance to win the whole thing now because of all the things we're talking about. The build-up is greater, and I think last year's team's legacy will have a chance to manifest in 26, 27, 28. The support our people gave us, it gets the chance to manifest. The new Plainsman Park and everything that's happened, it gets a chance to show out here over the next few years. So this is awesome reflection, but I've never seen the job more urgent or more exciting or more pivotal in the history of our program than it sits right now.
New episodes of the Talking Tigers podcast are released Mondays wherever you listen to podcasts. Subscribe to the Talking Tigers podcast exclusively from the Auburn Sports Network.
In the SEC, it just means more. But what is it exactly? It's the fans, the students, the traditions, the legends. It's passion to celebrate deeper, reach farther, think smarter, make an impact off the field. It's that intangible thing that happens when 16 schools raise the bar as one. Because in the SEC, it just means more.
We are 80 seconds away from first pitch of Auburn and Texas from Plainsman Park. Jake Marciano on the mound, 6'3", 180, sophomore, Bayville, New Jersey, a Virginia Tech transfer, an earned run average of 0.93. He's 3-0 in 5 starts, 29 innings, 14 hits, 3 runs, 2 walks, and 42 strikeouts. Teams hitting 143 against Jake Marciano. Before we set the Auburn defense, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Auburn Sports Network. Bub Terrell is in left, Cade Ballou in center, Mason McCrane in right field. Along the infield at third, it's Eric Guevara. Shortstop, Brandon McCrane. Chris Rembert at second. The first baseman is Ethan Bingaman. Chase Freilich does the catching for Marciano and the Tigers. And as Ethan Mendoza gets set to step into the box, we are pleased to turn it over to the voice of the Tigers, Andy Burcham, to get you going on a Friday night.
Brad, thank you very much. First pitch weather forecast brought to you by Jackson Services. When your comfort quits, Jackson Services shows up. Heating, air, and plumbing done right the first time. Family owned since 1973. Call Jackson Services today and feel the difference. Jackson Services, delivering comfort, creating trust. 75 degrees at game time. Mostly clear skies. Winds out of the southwest at 8 miles an hour. The first pitch from Mendoza misses high, or to Mendoza misses high from Marciano. Tonight's umpires, Anthony Perez behind the plate, Derek Malika at first, Ryan Broussard at second, and Michael Holmes, or make that Holman, down at third. Lefty, the wind and the pitch. Ball 2, maybe inside. 2 balls and no strikes. This is not a team that jumps on first pitches very often. They will work the count.
It's the opposite of Missouri, which led the league or had the fewest pitches per at bat in the league at under 4.
2-0 to Mendoza. And there's a strike. 74 out of the left arm of Jake Mendoza. Bingaman, Rembert, McCrane, and Guevara on the infield. Auburn in the Friday blues, tops and bottoms. White lettering, the orange numerals. The pitch, Mendoza takes it high, 3-1. This is not a team you want to walk. 43 out of 49 in stolen bases, and everybody in this lineup has at least one stolen base. They will run 10 out of 10. Last week in the win, the series win against Ole Miss, 3-1. And it missed inside. And it's a leadoff walk for Mendoza.
He's trying to be a little too precise early in this ball game. Texas had, Mendoza at the top, one of 2 guys with an on-base percentage under 400. That's just his 13th walk of the season, and it comes on 5 pitches.
And now here's Carson Tierney, at 6'4", 240 pounds. The catcher is hitting .282 with 6 homers and 13 runs batted in. Big right-hand hitter, a transfer from Notre Dame. Good lead for Mendoza at first. Stretch in the pitch. Tierney takes a strike on the outside corner.
Tough to run against Marciano. He's got a really good move to first base. Has 1 pickoff on the season. It'll be interesting to see how aggressive Texas wants to be offensively.
No balls and a strike to Tierney. And a throw to first. Runner back. Texas, the away grays tonight with the burnt orange numerals and lettering, the burnt orange caps and helmets. Auburn with the blue caps and bills, the white AU across the front. A leadoff walk to Mendoza. Marciano pitches. Tierney tried to hold up. He did, as it just missed outside. An appeal to first, and he did not go around.
It's a small strike zone
really is.
early.
It is a tiny one. compared to all 3 strike zones last weekend in Columbia. A ball and a strike to Tinney. Stretching the pitch. Swing and a miss at a fastball. He came up empty at 88. A ball and 2 strikes.
Remember, Marciano's not going to blow you away with velocity. It's locating the fastball out, in, up, down, and then mixing the off-speed pitches with it.
Ahead of Tinney, a ball and 2 strikes. Mendoza with the lead. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Took something off of that. It's a strikeout for Marciano and the Tigers. The K-Counter presented by Kia of Auburn, where you're always number 1.
Marciano put the changeup in the same spot that the 2-strike fastball, or the strike 2 fastball, landed, and that had Tinney looking in the same spot, but he had his bat sped up.
And that brings the center fielder Aiden Robbins to the plate, batting .367, 6 homers, and 25 runs batted in. Auburn threw once to get Mendoza at first. He did not attempt a stolen base. The pitch, and there's a strike to Robbins, center fielder for the Longhorns. A leadoff walk to Mendoza, a strikeout to the very dangerous Carson Tinney, and now 0-1 the count to Robbins. Stretched by Marciano. Here's the pitch. Ground ball to third. Nice play by Guevara. His only play to first, low and out on a scoop by Bingaman. He had trouble, Brad, getting the ball out of his glove.
Well, a wonderful job to field a tricky in-between hop. Glove out to the side so that his momentum could go to second easily. Then, like you said, he just had like 2 pats getting it out of his glove, and then it was too risky to try for second. They're going to take a look at his glove. I don't like that Anthony Sanderson is out.
I don't either. I hope all it is the glove. Anthony Sanderson, it was a quick visit with Carl Nunemaker and Anthony Sanderson, Auburn's athletic trainer. Guevara kind of smacks his side as if to say, man, we had a double play ball there.
Yeah.
2 outs, now runner in scoring position for Texas, and here is Adrian Rodriguez. Shortstop batting .293, no homers, 16 runs batted in. Pitch. Maybe in, maybe down. 1-0.
Frelick didn't move his mitts. You could tell when Frelick thinks it's a strike, and he evaluates the strike zone as well as anybody because he'll hold it about 2 extra counts.
2 down, a runner at second for Texas, top of the first. Here's the pitch. Fouled back to the screen. A ball and a strike to Rodriguez.
Texas a little more aggressive than their reputation here early against Marciano.
A year ago, not only were they a great 2-out hitting team, Brad, they were a great 2-strike hitting team. Down in Austin, they swept the Tigers a year ago. 1-1. There's a fastball, inside corner at 90 for strike 2. Auburn didn't lose a lot after that series down at Texas.
No, you're right. Their last series loss, or their next series loss was Ole Miss the last week of the regular season.
A ball and 2 strikes to Rodriguez. Pitch on the way. A missed high. 2-2 the count. With Temo Becerra waiting on deck. A leadoff walk to Mendoza. He's at second with 2 outs. Strikeout to Tinney. Ground out by Robbins. And now 2 balls and 2 strikes to Rodriguez. Here's the stretch and the pitch. It bounces up there. It is blocked by Frelick. And it keeps Mendoza at second base. Full count, though.
It's a couple of 3-ball counts here in the first inning. We're not used to seeing that from Marciano. But again, he's dealing with just a tiny strike zone in the top of the first.
Mendoza with the lead at second. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Rodriguez. Pitch on the way. Line drive up the first base line, about 5 feet foul. So glad to have you with us tonight on the Auburn Sports Network all weekend long. Auburn Tigers Game Day app in the booth on YouTube.
Here with 2 strikes, Rodriguez is looking off speed first because he knows he's strong enough to react to a fastball and fight it off.
Another 3-2 pitch to Adrian Rodriguez. Here it is. Ground ball, big chop to the shortstop. Fields and throws to first and got him. Boy, Mendoza tried to deke the shortstop going by, put his hand out, then pulled it back in. No runs, no hits, no errors. A man left for Texas as we go to the bottom half of the first. This is the Auburn Sports Network.
Here comes Cookie Cook's Pest Control.
If you are a fighter, Modelo is your reward. So listen close. You put up with a lot, but you always hold it down for your people. You are strong, you are fearless, you are the baddest on the block. You are an elbow grease factory, a force of nature. You are not to be reckoned with. You are a ride or die, a powerhouse of productivity. You are a fighter, and Modelo is your reward. You've earned every last drop of this rich golden lager, so raise it up high. Modelo, the mark of a fighter. Drink responsibly. Beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
A leadoff walk and nothing else for Texas in the top of the first, so Auburn comes to bat against Ruger Riojas. Defensively behind the right-hander, Pack in left, Robbins in center, Duplantier in right. Along the infield, it's Becerra at third, Rodriguez at short, Mendoza at second, Borba, the first baseman, Tenney behind the plate. And Ruger Riojas, 6 feet, 195, out of Wimberley, Texas. He's a senior right-hander, was at Texas San Antonio his first 2 years, and now this is his second year with the Longhorns. Riojas is 4-0 with a 2.05 earned run average. 5 starts, 26 and a third innings, 17 hits, 6 earned runs, 4 walks, and 50 strikeouts. Almost 2 strikeouts an inning, and we're getting late in March. Team's batting 179 against Riojas. He's thrown 1 wild pitch, and he has hit 2 batters. He went 5 or 6 innings in each of his first 4 starts, then went 4 1/3 and gave up 3 of the 6 runs he's allowed this year last week against Ole Miss in Austin. Rembert, Freilich, and Terrell, the first to greet Ruger Riojas.
Neither of these teams' starting pitchers have absorbed a loss this season on the weekend.
Yeah.
Auburn's ERA among those starters, 1.91. Texas's 1.90.
Strikeouts are almost even. I mean, it's remarkable how excellent both starting staffs have been.
Chris Rembert will lead it off for Auburn, batting .327, a homer and 15 runs batted in. Riojas off the stretch and the pitch, and there's a ground ball foul up the third base line. Tonight's game against Texas is presented by Ford, the official truck of the Auburn Tigers. Visit your local Ford dealer today.
To nobody's surprise, Rembert went up there looking for a first pitch to ambush.
Riojas, the stretch. Now the 0-1 to Rembert. Missed it down, maybe a little out, a ball and a strike. It is a packed house tonight, already a sellout for tomorrow night's 6 o'clock encounter between Auburn and Texas. A ball and a strike to Rembert. Here's a stretch in the pitch. Swing, and he lifts one up and out of play off the right side and on to Donahue. Tomorrow, by the way, Donahue tomorrow will be blocked off for a big old baseball street party, block party tomorrow.
Plainsman Plaza.
Yes.
Yeah, Donahue, the area right around the ballpark near the ticket booths. Just a lot of fun stuff starting at 3 o'clock tomorrow.
1-2 to Rembert. Stretch and pitch. Missed upstairs, 2 balls and 2 strikes, 96.
Yeah.
On that fastball up around the shoulders.
Back-to-back fastballs at 96, and when he goes from a high fastball to something that breaks down, that's, well, why he's got 2 strikeouts an inning almost.
Settles into the set. Now the 2-2. Swing, looper, right side, that's going to fall. It's going to be a base hit. Down the line, Rembert on his way to second base, and he is in with a double, his 5th of the year. He never broke stride.
Oh, no. I mean, Duplantier is playing deep in right field, and Chris knew off his hands. He's a seasoned enough hitter. That was a fastball in on the hands, nearly a jam shot, but he got enough near the barrel of the bat on it. He knew exactly where he was going to fall in this ballpark and how much time he had.
Fifth double of the year for Rembert. He's at second, nobody out. Here's Chase Freilich. Tiger catcher bats .372, 5 homers, 21 runs batted in. Pitch on the way. Freilich chops it foul. And both of Auburn's hitters have gone up there and jumped on the first pitch.
And Rembert got a fastball. Freilich was looking fastball there, got a piece of a slider coming in toward him.
A shift for Rembert. Big hole on the left side of the infield. Third baseman about where he would typically be. Shortstop on the other side of second base. Stretched by Riojas in the pitch. Upstairs and off speed at 85, a ball and a strike to the Tiger catcher. Sunshine, a little bit of a factor for Becerra at third, and that's about it. The left fielder Pack is in the shadows right now in front of the monster. 1-1 pitch. Fralick drives one down the right field line. That's fair. That's going to get to the corner. Rembert around third base, and he will score. Fralick on his way to second. Back-to-back doubles. That's Fralick's seventh. 1-0 Auburn.
The first two pitches to Fralick were not fastballs after he was fastball heavy to Rembert. That time he got another slider down and in, so he didn't throw Fralick a fastball. It took Chase 2 pitches to adjust and look slider first, and he connected.
And here's Bub Terrell with the Tigers now leading 1-0. Well, that's a nice start to the day, isn't it?
Sure is.
Big left fielder for the Tigers in the left-handed batter's box. Awaits the pitch. Here it is. And he jumped at the first pitch and fouled it off. A bloop double by Rembert. A ringing double by Fralick to the wall, scoring Rembert. For Fralick, his 22nd run batted in. And Auburn leads 1-0. A runner at second. Nobody out here in the bottom of the first. Fralick gets his lead at second. Shortstop gets in behind him. And the pitch. Downstairs and blocked by Tinney. 1-1.
He hasn't thrown a fastball since the last pitch to Rembert.
Terrell with the big hit in game one last Friday. That 2-run homer was the difference for the Tigers in the first of 3 wins at Missouri. He has an opportunity to add to a 1-0 lead here. And he swings and misses at a pitch that was down at 85. A ball and 2 strikes. Bub hits .338, 4 homers, 16 runs batted in.
I think that may have been a cutter from Riojas.
Fralick with the lead. Counts a ball and 2 strikes to Bub Terrell. Here comes the pitch. Went after a fastball and came up empty at 96. Strikeout for Riojas.
Not just the extra velocity. That was 11 miles an hour faster, but where his strike 2 was way down, he went up and away with that fastball.
Here's Guevara. 4 for 4 a couple weeks ago against UAB. Scored 3 times, drove in 3 times. He was a triple shy of the cycle. Bats .333, 4 homers, 18 runs batted in for the Auburn third baseman. The pitch, chopper to the third baseman on a hop. He fought off the sunshine, made the throw to first, but slow, and it's out, 2 down. And like the 3 previous, Brad jumped on the first pitch, 2 outs.
Well, Riojas throws a lot of strikes too, and I think you saw in the at-bat to Terrell, he can really handcuff you with his mix of pitches if he gets ahead in the count. So I think these first hitters have gone up looking early so that they don't get in a disadvantaged count.
Here's Mason McCrane's first look at Ruger Riojas. 2 down. Fralick gets his lead at second base. Stretch in the pitch. And McCrane takes a strike. Back-to-back doubles by Rembert and Fralick plating the Auburn run. Fralick down at second base with 2 outs in the bottom of the first, 0-1. Inside and low. A ball and a strike to the Auburn right fielder.
Love to get 20-plus pitches out of Riojas in the first inning.
Fralick gets his lead. A ball and a strike to Mason McCrane. Stretch and pitch. Swing and a miss. 88. A ball and 2 strikes. That one had some movement down to the Auburn left-handed hitter.
We've seen a cutter, a slider, a fastball. That almost looked like a straight curve.
Now the 1-2 to McCrane. Here it is. Down and in. Evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes with Ethan Bingaman waiting on deck.
Went up and away to the last left-handed hitter, Terrell, with a fastball to get strike 3.
Pretty good hold on the left side of the infield with the shortstop trying to get in behind Fralick. Stretching the pitch. Drops in for a strike. Off-speed delivery in there for a strike, his second of the inning. And the inning is done. A run on 2 hits, no errors. A man left for Auburn. Through 1 at Plainsman Park. Auburn 1, Texas nothing. Stay tuned. Auburn baseball continues in a moment.
Let's be honest. Senior living shouldn't feel senior, and it's definitely not all about yelling, bingo! At Atlas Senior Living, we focus on great care, great people, and yes, great days. And no one telling you you can't have dessert before dinner. Well, maybe once. And with locations throughout the Southeast, chances are there's an Atlas community closer than you think. Atlas Senior Living, exceptional care, even better living. Visit atlasseniorliving.com to find a community near you and schedule a tour today.
What a matchup we've got, folks. Just nonstop action. The energy is electric and the fans are all in. An intense game like this calls for a Coca-Cola. Ah, crisp and refreshing. That's a game changer. Yeah, that taste scores every time. And just like that, they're back at it. Passionate fans and an ice-cold Coca-Cola. Now that's a winning combo. No matter the team, no matter the sport, everyone knows fan work is thirsty work. Enjoy a Coca-Cola.
1-0 Auburn. Texas to the plate in the second. An 18-pitch first inning for Jake Marciano, who worked around a leadoff walk. Tonight's second inning is brought to you by Auburn Bank, champions of you. With Brad Law in our booth, Quinn Brackeen, QB1 at our Skyview Auburn studios.
Back with us, making his return.
Good to have Quinn back with us tonight at the controls. Same time tomorrow, 6 o'clock for Auburn and Texas, 2 o'clock on Sunday. Right into that 5:30 NIT game between Auburn and Seattle U. Here's Temo Becerra, third baseman, batting .324, 5 homers, and 21 runs batted in. Wind the pitch for Marciano in there for a strike. Simply gorgeous evening for baseball. It is picture perfect tonight. 0-1, fouled back, 0-2. Outfield play straight away with Becerra at the plate. Pack and Borba to follow in the inning for Texas. Auburn leads 1-0. We're in the top of the second. Now the 0-2 to Becerra. Swing and a miss. Got him with a high fastball. Second K of the night for Marciano. The K counter presented by Kia of Auburn, where you're always number one.
It's not 95. It's not going to be the speed that blows you away. It's getting that bat level raised and then lowered or looking away, and then he comes in. Just terrific control by Marciano.
One down here in the second, and that's Anthony Pack Jr., left fielder, batting .333, 4 homers and 23 runs batted in. 7 stolen bases. Keep this guy off the base paths. Left-handed hitter, slightly open stance in the pitch. Missed inside, ball 1. Auburn with, I guess you'd call it a modified shift. McCrane just on the other side of the second base bag. Swing at an 89-mile-an-hour fastball from Marciano, and it's fouled back 1-1.
Middle in on the first 2 pitches to Pack. Marciano hit 3 Missouri batters in the first 3 innings of the game last Friday night, so he's going to come after that inside corner.
1-1. Strike outside corner there.
Pack is a tall left fielder as Auburn will go, now they'll go into the full shift.
Yeah, McCrane past the second base bag. Guevara basically playing shortstop. 1-2 to Pack. Missed outside with the fastball, 2-2.
He's not that tall. He's 5'10", but he looks taller. Forget it.
Okay. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Pack. Pitch on the way. Little looper infield. The pitcher wants this one. Not many times you just let him take it. But against the shift, McCrane off the mound to his right made the catch, 2 down.
That looked like wiffle ball in the backyard. Just got underneath it, a lot of backspin, and Marciano just off the mound. I got it.
If Auburn is in a normal defensive position, that's Guevara's ball all the way. But
sure.
Guevara was back at shortstop. 2 down. And here's Casey Borba, the first baseman. Batting .338, 7 homers, 22 runs batted in, 7 homers. The best in this lineup tonight. Marciano, the first pitch. It's right down the middle, 89 on the fastball.
Going to take advantage of them being patient. A lot of first pitch strikes. Jake's going to be ahead in the count a good bit tonight.
Borba hit .357 last week, hit 2 homers and drove in 3 against the Rebels, the 0-1. Drops a little low, 1-1. His 7 home runs leads the Longhorns. He bats with 2 outs and nobody on. 1-0 Auburn leads it, top of the second. 1-1. Line drive into the gap in left center, but that's Bub Terrell territory. He makes the catch. And Marciano gets a run in the bottom of the first and sets down Texas in order in the second. 3 up and 3 down. Tigers on top by a score of 1-0. And this is the Auburn Sports Network.
At Affordable Comfort Cooling Systems and Plumbing, we believe our work is more than just AC and plumbing repairs. It's about serving people with integrity and care. As a Christian-owned company, we take Colossians 3:23 to heart. Whatever you do, work at it all with your heart as working for the Lord, not for men. That's why at ACCS and Plumbing, we do the job right the first time and always stand behind our work. As a proud Ream dealer, we're committed to offering top-quality products and faith-driven values. Give us a call today or visit accsauburn.com to learn more. That's accsauburn.com.
Alabama license number 12084. Keeping your money in a traditional savings account is like using the Yellow Pages instead of Google. Outdated and slow. Skip the small, slow returns and put your money to work with the Max Elevate Money Market. You get all the same security of a savings account, plus the ability to earn even more on your money. Get started at mymax.com/elevate or call us at 260-2600. Certain restrictions apply. Federally insured by NCUA.
We move to the bottom of the second. 1-0 Auburn on top. Bingaman, Steele, and McCrane for the Tigers against Ruger Riojas. Gave up a run on a couple doubles in the first. Auburn baseball tonight brought to you in part by Wind Creek Casino, where the action never stops. Hottest games, loosest spins, more ways to win. Wind Creek Casino. Find your winning moment. Ethan Bingaman, Auburn first baseman, to the plate, batting .309, 3 homers and 10 runs batted in. It was an 18-pitch first inning for Riojas. Righty on righty here. Bingaman to lead off the Auburn second. The pitch bounces up there for ball 1.
That's a good read by Bingaman. That ball was low, out of the hand. Never a strike, a slider.
Outfield play straight away. Infield back. Third baseman several steps back at third. 1-0 pitch. Bingaman fouled it back at 88. A wall ball and a strike. Riojas from the stretch, regardless if there's runners on or not. 1-1. Bingaman swings over the top of that 84-mile-an-hour breaking ball. A ball and 2 strikes now. After he gave up the back-to-back doubles to give Auburn the lead, he struck out 2 of the next 3 hitters in the first, and now he's ahead of Bingaman to open up the second. A ball and 2 strikes. Stretch and pitch. Chopper foul. Good job by Bingaman to get a piece of that one as Riojas dropped a little bit down. Arm slot dropped a bit for that pitch.
Auburn faced Riojas in the finale of the series at Texas a year ago. He went 3 innings, gave up a run on 2 hits.
Bingaman awaits the 1-2 from Riojas. Here it is. Chopper foul.
Nice.
You heard Butch Thompson mention in the pregame. They want to get a lot of pitches into this guy.
Yeah.
Regardless if they're scoring or not. Did get a run in the first.
Yeah, that's it. And he put it this way against Missouri. He's like the first time through the order, you want to see a bloody lip or just a bruise or two on the starter.
Now the 1-2. Bingaman chops it to the third baseman, charges, gets the short hop and throws in time for the out. A nice play by Temo Becerra to come in on that one.
Yeah, 2-hopper, and the second one was a short hop that he had to pick while running toward the plate. That's a good play.
And here's Lucas Steele, Auburn switch hitting catcher / DH. He's the DH tonight. Will bat left-handed against Riojas.
But that's a 6-pitch at bat for Bingaman. That's you get something out of that at least the second time through from the first time.
Fouled off a couple 2-strike pitches.
Exactly.
Shift is on for the left-handed hitting Steele. The pitch. Lucas swings over the top of that one. 0-1.
Started him with a slider, and it's again where Lucas, if he were to get anything middle away and just stick the bat out there, you could have a jogging double.
1-2. He shows bunt. Tried to bunt it up the third base line, but fouled it back to the screen.
That's what he was trying to do. If they're going to give you all that acreage, then give it a shot and then take your chances with 2 strikes.
Lucas bats with 1 out, nobody on in the second. Auburn on top, 1-0. But Lucas is behind Riojas, no balls and 2 strikes. Stretch and pitch. Missed down and in. 1-1 to the DH, batting $175 with a homer. 5 runs batted in. That homer a grand slam, right?
It's a grand slam, yep.
He awaits the 1-2. From Riojas on the way. Got him. Fastball away. 96.
First fastball he saw, and the fastball up and away to the lefties has been trouble so far. Been a good pitch for Riojas.
3 strikeouts for Riojas, and that'll bring Brandon McCrane to the plate. Auburn shortstop tonight. Leads the team, hitting .426. No homers and 8 runs batted in. Leading hitter in the 8th spot. Ballou waits on deck. Stretching the pitch. There's a strike on the inside corner. Not a lot of wasted effort in that motion from Riojas, is there?
No, he's got a compact delivery.
He's ahead of McCrane, 0-1. Pitch on the way. Off the end of the bat. Took something off of that one. And McCrane quickly behind 0-2.
That didn't move very much. That looked like a changeup. Maybe he does have 8 pitches, Andy.
That's what we were told before the game. Got a scouting report. He says he has 8 pitches. That's what we were told. 0-2 to McCrane. Stretching the pitch. McCrane hits it hard, but right at the third baseman, Becerra. 2 first for the out. Tigers are retired in order in the second. We're through 2 at Plainsman Park. Number 4, Auburn leads number 2, Texas, 1-0. And Auburn baseball continues in a moment.
Are you ready for your winning moment? Find it at Wind Creek Casino, where the action never stops. Hottest games, loosest spins, more ways to win. We've got the highest payouts and the most epic rewards. At Wind Creek, there's a win waiting for you around every corner. Wind Creek Casino. Find your winning moment. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Strike out ants, termites, and other pests with a call to Cook's Pest Control. Cook's proven pest control methods and superior termite control system keep your home safe and are backed by a 110% satisfaction guarantee. As the weather gets warmer, your spring cleaning isn't done until you call the official pest control partner of the Auburn Tigers, Cook's Pest Control.
Looky, 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 here comes Cookie, Cook's Pest Control.
This is Coach Butch Thompson. Back to more baseball on the Auburn Sports Network.
1-0 Tigers on top. Texas with the 8, 9, and 1 hitters to face Jake Marciano in the third. And the third inning is presented by the Vance Law Firm. At the Vance Law Firm, they say dial 3 for me. 334-333-3333. Jaden Duplantier will lead it off. He'll be followed by Ashton Larson and then Ethan Mendoza. To face Marciano in the third, 29 pitches per Jake.
Andy, while we have a moment here, let's update the Yellowwood scoreboard. Knoxville, Missouri leads Tennessee 3-0 in the top of the third. Georgia leads Texas A&M 3-0, top of the second in College Station.
First pitch to Duplantier is in there for a strike.
Bottom of the first in Columbia, Arkansas leads South Carolina 4-0. Florida and Alabama are scoreless in the second in Tuscaloosa. Everything else is later.
Now the 0-1. Duplantier swings and misses. He had the War Eagle wall in his sights with that swing. 0-2. Marciano, the lefty, gets his sign, winds and fires, and misses in. A ball and 2 strikes to count to Duplantier.
In the 17 pitches Marciano has thrown since the first inning, that's just the third ball.
1-2 the count to Duplantier. Here's the pitch. Way out in front, down. Frelick will have to make the throw to first. He does. And that is the third strikeout of the night for Marciano. K-Counter presented by Kia of Auburn, where you're always number one.
Getting ahead in the count. It's all about advantage counts. And again, Marciano mixes the location, and then he'll throw that changeup in there after moving the fastball around. He's got the Texas hitters off balance the first time through.
And this will be the last of the first time through hitters tonight for Texas. It's Ashton Larson, the DH. Left-handed hitter batting .333, a homer, 8 runs batted in. First pitch, strike call in the outside corner. Marciano moves to the right side of the rubber and pitches. Strike 2. Straight change, 75 for strike 2. 0-2 to Larson. Shift on for the Auburn infield, swings around to the right side. Outfield play straight away, the 0-2. Chopped foul at the plate, it bounced up and hit him in the batter's box. 0-2.
But he had Larson way out in front.
Good job by Larson just to get a piece of it.
Right.
And if it doesn't hit him, Frelick is ready to throw to first, buddy. He was out of his crouch in a hurry. Another 0-2 pitch from Marciano. Here it is. Missed outside. Tried to get the corner, but missed a bit out. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Ashton Larson. One down, nobody on for Texas. We're in the top of the third. The wind and pitch. Strike 3 call. Fastball. 4th K.
He tried to hit that corner on the pitch before, and he didn't, but Jake has so much confidence in himself, he said, let me try again, and he didn't miss the corner that time.
All right, through the order, the first time through the order, 4 strikeouts for Marciano now. And that brings Mendoza to the plate with 2 outs and nobody on. Reached on a walk in the first, but was stranded at second.
He was really patient his first time through. Jake's gotten into a groove. Let's see if he's aggressive.
Pitch on the way to Mendoza.
Nope.
Drops in for a strike.
He was not.
Two down, nobody on for the Longhorns. Auburn leads 1-0. We're in the third. Wind to the 0-1. Drop down. Ball and a strike. Auburn will break out the light blue unis tomorrow.
The powder blues,
Powder
baby blues.
Yeah, baby blues. 1-1 to Mendoza. Popped it up, right side, that'll get out of play. You've seen probably more pictures of Bo Jackson in that jersey back in the mid-'80s. And if you're going to put somebody in a jersey, make it Bo Jackson, right? It can't look any better than it is on Bo Jackson. 1 ball and 2 strikes. 2 down, nobody on for Texas. 1-2 pitch. Strike 3 call. He struck out the side in the third. 5 strikeouts for Mendoza through 3. Auburn leads 1-0. And this is the Auburn Sports Network.
Here's a clip from a recent Talking Tigers podcast with Andy Burcham.
Hall of Fame coach Kim Evans, who called you from Auburn? What was the first contact that you had from your alma mater?
So the first contact that I ever had was a guy named Pat Dye. So I got to talk to Coach Dye and spend some time with Coach Dye a few years earlier. And talk to me about Auburn and coaching here. Just kind of one of those great drive around Auburn couple hours that I'll never forget. And his bird dog sat in my lap the whole time.
New episodes of the Talking Tigers podcast are released Mondays wherever you listen to podcasts. Subscribe to the Talking Tigers podcast exclusively from the Auburn Sports Network.
Bottom of the third for Auburn. Tigers lead 1-0 against number 2 Texas. Ballou, Rembert, and Freilich, the 9-1 and 2 hitters for Auburn, against Ruger Riojas. 31 pitches for Riojas through 2. He has struck out 3 on the night.
Andy, Cade Ballou's going to bat first here before the inning started. Bub Terrell came out of the dugout to give some last-minute tips on what he saw. Beneficial maybe as a lefty, the thought being that Riojas might try to attack Ballou the way he went after Terrell. So look down early in the count and then look high away fastball with 2 strikes.
That's how he struck out Terrell in the first. Ballou batting 190, looking for his first homer of the year. And the pitch, he shows bunt and pulls the bat back for a strike.
And they're already in the shift, so if he could, again, from that left-handed box, if he can push it to the third base side, you got an easy base hit.
Riojas comes set at the belt. The 0-1, Ballou again shows bunt. Bunts it to the pitcher. Riojas fields and throws. He's safe. It wasn't the greatest bunt by Ballou. I think Cade would have loved to have had it down the third base line, but he's so fast. And Riojas got to the ball, barehanded it, and threw to first. It wasn't a bad play by Riojas at all. It just Ballou beat it out.
That's pure speed. You're right. Wasn't a great bunt. You want more on the bunt. Push it further up the line, further away from Riojas. He couldn't have fielded it or thrown it any better. It's just the speed of Ballou.
And just far enough away from Mendoza on the play. And here is Rembert. Big lead for Ballou at first. The stretch and the pitch. Sweeps outside for ball 1. Second look through the order now against Ruger Riojas. That hit by Ballou to lead off the inning, Auburn's third of the night. Stretch and the 1-0. Rembert takes outside for ball 2.
Away to start the at-bat to Chris, and now he can look fastball. He's got a fastball count. Very few ambush a fastball better than Rembert.
Outfield straightaway and deep with Rembert at the plate. He awaits the 2-0 pitch. Here it is. Swing and a miss. A big cut. He came up empty. 2-1.
And he threw him a slider. So that was a fastball swing and a fastball count, but Riojas didn't throw the fastball.
Leadoff bunt single for Ballou. He's at first. Gets his lead. And the 2-1. Rembert chops it left side. Third baseman fields. Throws to second for 1. And that's the only play. Nicely played by Becerra. Boy, when he got it, I didn't think he had a chance to get Ballou at second, but was able to get him sliding in. 1 out and a runner at first.
He made up his mind, and that's an off-balance throw to throw a strike. I mean, chest high to Mendoza at second.
1 down, and here's Freilich. Double to home Rembert in the first after Rembert led off the inning with the double.
Now, would he try to push a bunt to the left side?
Stretch. And the pitch. Down the middle for a strike. Frelick, in addition, if he wants to bunt it up that way, is as good as there is on this team of going the opposite way just with his swing.
Right.
Good lead for Rembert. Stretch. And the 0-1. Fouled back off something off speed, and Frelick made an adjustment but couldn't do anything but foul it back, and he's quickly behind 0-2. A runner at first with one out for Auburn. In the bottom of the third, Tigers lead it 1-0. Rembert edges away from first. Long look in and a throw to first. First baseman is out in front of the bag.
Yeah, that was to buy time. Pitch clock was down to 2.
Riojas is ahead of Frelick. No balls and 2 strikes. He comes set. Pitch clock at 4. The pitch. Fouled back. Frelick had an idea about going the opposite way.
Well, with 2 strikes, if he's trying to throw a fastball middle away and you're in a defensive swing anyway, Chase still has enough power to put it in fair territory.
Outfield played it straight away. The infield is in the shift to the right side. And a throw to first again.
Yeah, pace of play really slows down when Auburn has somebody on base.
Frelick's average up to 380. 5 homers and 22 runs batted in. Rembert gets his lead at first. Now the 0-2. Frelick fouled back a high fastball at 95.
Climbed the ladder to get it.
Sure
He's challenged him with back-to-back fastballs, and Frelick has punched back to keep the at-bat going. This crowd tonight, they're lined up against the railing of the steps that lead to the War Eagle wall. Man.
A lot of folks standing here tonight.
Yeah.
Another 0-2. Frelick tried to go up the third baseline and missed it just a bit.
That was a hanging breaking ball, and Riojas got away with it.
Love the idea by Chase.
Yep.
Folks are standing everywhere, in and out of this ballpark right now.
Yeah, on the parking deck, we always see them parallel to the field, but they're on the other side, too.
3 levels deep.
Yeah.
Another 0-2 pitch to Frelick. Here it is. Again tries to go the opposite way and just scooch it out of play on the top of the Yeti yard.
That's 4 straight foul balls. Riojas has shown him a couple of fastballs. He's shown him a couple of breaking balls.
We have not seen the fastball out yet.
Nope.
Another 0-2 pitch to Frelick with Rembert at first and 1 out in the third. Here it is. Came down and in. That was ball 1.
Yeah, he
never had the plate. Good job by the catcher to block the ball, and there are 2 down in the inning.
Yep, so Riojas wins that individual battle, but Auburn again gets they get deep into the pitch count against him.
Well, he's at 44 right now with Bub Terrell coming to the plate. 4th strikeout of the night for Riojas. A runner at first, now 2 outs for Auburn here in the third.
And he had Chase looking up and away, so he came down and in. Good bit of pitching.
Terrell, a strikeout victim in the first inning. Pitch on the way to Bub, high and away.
They don't shift against Bub.
No, they do not.
No.
But give him plenty of the third base line if he chooses.
Mm-hmm.
And the 1-0. Ground ball foul in front of the Texas dugout where Jim Schlossnagel is planted. 2nd year at Texas after moving from Texas A&M. Long career at TCU. Texas played last year, much of the year, as the #1 team in the country.
Yeah.
A ball and a strike to Bub. Here's the pitch. Must have been a little bit down.
Yeah, Tenney tried to bring that up, and he probably steals that strike most of the time, but we talked about it in the top of the first, and here it is, bottom of the third. Real small strike zone.
Probably steals it in Austin.
Yeah.
2 balls and a strike to Bub Terrell. 2 outs, a runner at first. The pitch. Popped it up, foul. That'll get out of play.
Twice this inning, he has hung a couple of breaking balls, and he's gotten away with it because he just has so much in his repertoire that you can't sit on any one pitch. But he's gotten away with a couple of hanging breaking balls this inning.
Leadoff bunt single by Ballou. He was forced at second by Rembert, who remains at first base now with 2 outs. Strikeout to Frelick. Now 2 balls and 2 strikes to Bub Terrell. Stretched by Riojas in the pitch. Foul tip into the glove of the catcher. And Riojas strikes out 2 in the inning. That gives him 5 on the night. Both pitchers with 5 strikeouts through 3. The difference, Auburn leads it by a score of 1-0. And Auburn baseball continues in a moment.
Sherry, what have you done to your hair?
What do you mean? Does it not look good?
It doesn't look good. It looks freaking amazing. I can't believe how thick and healthy it looks. Oh, I must know your secret.
No secret. It's hair volume from New Nordic.
Hair volume, huh? Well, it certainly lives up to its name. Your hair has never looked so thick. It is gorgeous.
Available as a tablet or delicious gummy, Hair Volume is available online at Amazon and NewNordicUSA.com, or find Hair Volume in the hair care aisle at your local CVS.
Switching to Progressive is a game-winning call. And that reminds us of other game-winning calls in the history of sports.
So it was the 4th quarter and we're down by 5. Sweat pouring down my face. Suddenly it hit me. If only I could wrap part of the towel around my forehead. And that's how I became the first basketball player to wear a headband.
Okay, not really a game-winning call, but it was a good call. You can make one too. Switch to Progressive and you could save hundreds. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states.
Back to the ballpark for more Auburn baseball.
3 innings in the books at Plainsman Park. 1 run, 3 hits, no errors for Auburn. No runs, no hits, no errors for Texas. Tigers lead at 1-0. Let me give you through the middle 3 innings. Over 2-1, Bradford T. Law.
Thank you very much, Andy. Tenney, Robbins, Rodriguez, 2, 3, and 4 hitters for the Longhorns due up here against Jake Marciano. He is at 42 pitches, 28 strikes. So right at 2/3. He has walked a batter and has struck out 5. One of those 5 was Carson Tenney back in the first inning. Tenney will lead it off here in the 4th. Right-handed hitter. 6'4" catcher. Frelick sets up and Marciano deals, and the first pitch is swung on and missed. 89 fastball outside corner. And Marciano, since walking Mendoza and then going 3-2 to Rodriguez in the first inning, he's faced 6 batters. There's a foul back to the screen by Tenney. This is the 7th batter since the first inning. He's not gone to a 2-ball count to any batter in the last 2+ frames. Strike throwing for the southpaw. Crowd gets behind him off the left side of the rubber. From the wind, the kick and the pitch. And he missed down with a changeup. Down and away from Tenney. Texas as a team hits .324. .81 extra base hits on the year. 1-2 pitch, high with a fastball, just a little up. And the count evens to the Texas catcher at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Tenney's out of Castle Pines, Colorado. Guevara plays about 6 feet off the line at third. Straight away in the outfield, the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss and a changeup. Out number 1 in the 4th. 6th strikeout for Marciano. The changeup away to right-handers has been lethal for Jake here tonight. That is 4 straight strikeouts for Marciano and 6 in the game. Here's Aiden Robbins, the center fielder. Robbins grounded to third in the first inning. Another righty climbs in, holds the bat way over his head, and the pitch. Off speed, in there for a strike. Started him with a changeup on the inner half. 0-1. Texas has lost just 2 games this year. They have come in their last 4. 0-1. High drive left field. That is deep, and Robbins has tied the ball game. Aiden Robbins with the first hit of the night for Texas. It is his 7th home run of the season, his 26th RBI on an 0-1 pitch. Robbins hit it out over the angled wall in left center, and we're tied at 1.
That is a no-doubter.
Yep. Second home run allowed by Marciano this year. We got a brand new ball game here in the 4th. And the next in this array of right-handed hitters steps in. It's Adrian Rodriguez. First pitch to him is a little out and a little up. 1 ball, no strikes. Scoreboard says his second hit. That's their first hit of the ball game. A home run to left center. Pitch called strike. 1-1 to Rodriguez. He grounded to short to end the first inning. Did the Texas shortstop. No homers, 16 RBIs. He's one of 7 Texas players that have started every game this year. 1-1. High fly ball, a changeup. That is deep to left. If it's fair, it is gone. It is a foul ball. Rodriguez went down to get a changeup and golfed it deep to left, but it was foul by several feet.
Well, many times we talk about Auburn's adjustments the second time through the order.
Yep.
Other ball club can do the same, and boy, they're 2 swings in this innings. The Robbins homer in that one by Rodriguez, and he narrowly missed a lead for the Longhorns.
He was waiting on the changeup and was still a little bit early on it, but Marciano has gone changeup a little more to the 4 batters in the order the second time through. So now it's a ball and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Fouled back. Fastball. Rodriguez caught a piece. 1-1 our score. We're in the top of the 4th. Marciano is at 53 pitches. Here comes the crowd. The lefty off the wind. Rocks and fires, and it's fouled back. Back-to-back fastballs to Rodriguez. Got that one up a little more, and Rodriguez fouled it back. Hey, Conecuh Smoked Sausage is a fan favorite for tailgating, and you can also enjoy a grilled Conecuh sausage dog or premium hot dog here at Plainsman Park. Conecuh, family-owned, made in Evergreen, Alabama since 1947. Check them out or stop by the Conecuh Sausage gift shop in Evergreen. 1-2 pitch. That's line toward left. Bub Terrell has it in his sights, and he makes the catch.
79 on the change, and full just enough to get it off the end of the bat to left field.
And that's the key. If you barrel up a changeup, it'll leave the ballpark, as Robbins showed, but it's a little tougher to do that off the end of the bat or down the barrel a little bit, and you can get a fly ball just like that. 2 down. And Timo Becerra, the third baseman, comes to the plate. He struck out to lead off the second.
He's made some terrific plays at third.
Yeah.
For Texas tonight.
First pitch.
Oh.
Can't tell you where it missed. Maybe a little in, according to Anthony Perez behind the plate. 1 ball, no strikes. Marciano still throwing the change and still throwing effectively. 1-0. That's lined and off the glove of Guevara. He goes to get it and throws, and Becerra is out. Boy, that was hit on the button. And Guevara normally makes the catch on the line drive, but that one popped out of the glove, but he stayed with it, crawled over to it, then picked it up and threw out Becerra at first for the 3rd out of the inning. That's our defensive play of the game, presented by Cook's Pest Control. The best defense for your home is Cook's Pest Control. South's most trusted name in pest control since 1928, and the official pest control provider of the Auburn Tigers. The solo home run by Robbins ties the game. It's the only hit of the inning for Texas. We're tied at 1 through 3 1/2. This is the Auburn Sports Network.
Download the Auburn Athletics app, powered by War Eagle Mobile. Buy tickets, be a part of game day giveaways, shop the latest Auburn gear, and manage your War Eagle Plus subscription. And listen to every broadcast from the Auburn Sports Network, even when multiple games are happening simultaneously on the official mobile app of Auburn Athletics. Download it now.
In the SEC, it just means more. But what is it exactly? It's the fans, the students, the traditions, the legends. It's passion to celebrate deeper, reach farther, think smarter, make an impact off the field. It's that intangible thing that happens when 16 schools raise the bar as one. Because in the SEC, it just means more.
1-1 the score. Auburn to the plate in the bottom of the fourth. An update on the Yellowwood scoreboard. NCAA tournament basketball action. Iowa leads Clemson in the South region 35-25, 17:54 in the second. St. John's over Northern Iowa 32-13 in the East Regional, 7:57 to go in the first half.
Eric Guevara leads off for Auburn in the fourth. 1-1 our score. Pitch shows bunt, pulls back, takes a strike, 0-1.
UCLA over UCF 26-16, 7:18 in the first. Purdue 28, Queens 19. That's a first half score, 7:41 to go.
The 0-1 pitch to the Auburn third baseman. Here it is. It's a called strike, brought back in from off the outside corner by Tenney. No balls, 2 strikes. Guevara bounced to third his first time. Now he's in a hole, 0-2. Riojas has gotten ahead of most hitters since that first inning. The pitch. Swing, ground ball to third on 3 quick hops. Becerra scoops it, throws to first, low but out. 1 away in the home half of the fourth. And that'll bring Mason McCrane to the plate. He looked at a third strike to end the first inning. Riojas is at 52 pitches. No walks, 5 strikeouts. Rembert and Freilich pounded back-to-back doubles in the bottom of the first inning to get things started offensively. Since then, Riojas has allowed just 1 hit. First pitch to McCrane. Fastball, strike, outer half, 0-1.
On the SEC baseball scoreboard, Missouri leads Tennessee 3-1. That game is in the 5th inning in Knoxville.
They're cruising right along. Here's the 0-1. Breaking ball, swung and missed, 0-2.
Arkansas 9, South Carolina nothing. Bottom of the third in Columbia. 2-0 Alabama on top of Florida. That game is in the bottom of the third in Tuscaloosa.
6'6" freshman McCrane in a hole, 0-2. Riojas is dealing right now. Here's the 0-2. Bouncing ball, right side. First baseman picks it nicely, takes it to the bag. Borba with a terrific glove on the short hop. Right along the line at first base, took it to the bag himself. Another ground ball out, 2 away in the bottom of the fourth.
Number 7 Georgia on top at Texas A&M, 5-2. That game is in the bottom of the third in College Station. 1-0 LSU leads Oklahoma in the bottom of the second in Baton Rouge. No score, Kentucky Ole Miss, bottom of the second in Oxford.
Ethan Bingaman 0-for-1 with a ground out. First pitch, high, ball 1. First ball of the inning thrown by the Texas right-hander.
Vanderbilt at Mississippi State yet to begin on the SEC scoreboard. No Auburn softball this weekend.
They're back at it Monday. Non-conference action. The 1-0 to Bingaman. Fastball right through there for a strike. It's 1-1. 1-1 our score. Auburn's out-hit Texas 3-1. The only Texas hit, a solo homer. And 2 of Auburn's 3 hits from their first 2 batters. 1-1. Swing and a foul tip. It was a sidearm delivery by Riojas.
Seen him do that a couple times tonight.
Almost a quick pitch, sidearm motion. He's ahead 1-2. Freshman Bingaman waits. Right orange batting gloves, the 1-2 pitch to him. Bounced up there, and Tenney did a barrel roll after he blocked it. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Riojas about to throw his 60th pitch. Both starters have been pretty effective. Efficient. Here's the 2-2. Swing and a high fly ball to left. Back goes Pack. He's at the warning track near the wall. He backs up. He makes the catch.
Brad, he originally didn't see the ball.
Yep. Bingaman just a little too much air under it. Flies out to left. 2 ground outs and a fly out. Auburn goes in order in the 4th. Before we take a break, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Auburn Sports Network. Through 4 innings, it's Auburn 1, Texas 1. Auburn baseball continues in a moment.
Alabama Power is here for you when big storms hit, but we're also here for the little things. We're there to get the coffee started, to make sure everyone's ready for school, for midday dance breaks and evening entertainment. We're also there to help you save on all that energy with easy-to-use tips, tools, and efficiency programs. So enjoy these moments.
Kids, movie night.
And we'll do the rest. Visit alabamapower.com and follow us on social to learn more.
Children's of Alabama reminds you that every child's head injury should be treated like a serious injury until a doctor says it's not. The CDC estimates some 4 million sports and recreation-related concussions occur each year. Even a minor fall or collision may be a concern. Symptoms typically include headaches, unsteadiness, confusion, or sleepiness. To find out what to do in case of a suspected concussion, visit childrensal.org/concussion and always dial 911 in case of an emergency.
Back at Plainsman Park, Auburn and Texas tied at 1 as we go to the 5th. Pack, Borba, and DePlanier, the first 3 for Texas against Jake Marciano. Auburn baseball is brought to you in part by East Alabama Health. With their spacious cancer center, patients can make cancer a distant memory instead of a distant drive. That's why East Alabama Health is Auburn's home field advantage. Pack popped up to the pitcher his first time. The 5'10 left fielder steps in there and laces one foul down the right side. That is over the net. He hit it hard, but was early, and it's 0-1. Marciano has given up a home run. That's the only hit he's allowed tonight. 1 walk, 6 strikeouts, the 0-1 pitch. Off speed, he popped it up. Short left field. Pack skies it to Terrell. Bub's under it. He reaches, he makes a grab for the first out. That was a changeup. Pack tried to slow up the swing, and he got under it. 1 away in the top of the 5th. Casey Borba, the batter. He hit it hard, but it hooked back to Terrell in left, his first time up. Been a busy night for the hot dog man out in left field. It's a really great video of Bub going out to the Haley Center concourse Tuesday before the game against Georgia Tech.
Must have worked.
Yeah. Yeah.
Had a record crowd here.
Just off the outside corner to Borbo, 1 ball, no strikes. And sold over 3,000 hot dogs.
Our own Jake Hillman took down 5.
Yeah, Jacob's now he may not eat hot dogs again for a while.
True.
Pitch. That's up and out. 2 balls, no strikes to Borba. Marciano hasn't fallen behind 2-0 since the first inning. We're in the top of the 5th. Pitch count at 61, 2-0. Downstairs, 3 balls, no strikes to Borba. $14 walks for Borba, 3rd most on the team. And he's got a 3-0 count. Would they turn him loose? The pitch. They would, but he's not swinging there. He took it for a strike, a fastball, 3-1. See if he goes change up on that outside corner. I doubt he's going to go middle in. We'll see. Marciano off the left side of the rubber, kicks and fires. Swing and a miss at a changeup down and away.
2 really good pitches, and he didn't miss by much to get the 3-0.
Yeah. And now it's 3-2. Terrell swung way over in left. So is everybody in the outfield. A lot of room down the right field line for the right-handed hitter. Payoff pitch is hit through the hole on the left side. A ground ball base hit by Borba. A one-out single by the Longhorns. First baseman is the second hit of the game for Texas. Man on first and one out.
Like to have that one back. It was left up. Just simply left up.
Here's Jaden Duplantier. Duplantier 0 for 1 with a strikeout.
Auburn basketball team just walking in, sitting down below us, getting ready for, they're here to support their baseball brethren, getting ready for that 5:30 game on Sunday against Seattle U.
First pitch low, blocked by Freilich. 1 ball, no strikes to Duplantier. Yeah, Stephen Pearl on Tiger Talk last night said they were going to be feeding the students before the game tonight.
Hello.
1-0 pitch. Missed the inside corner, 2-0. And Marciano has struggled this inning to have the same total command of the strike zone that he had the first 4 innings. Texas trying to take a lead in the 5th. It's 1-1. Here's the 2-0 pitch to Duplantier. No, instead of throw to first. A run on 2 hits for Texas, a run on 3 hits for Auburn. Right-handed hitting Duplantier. The pitch to him is low, and it's 3-0. He's gone 3-0 to back-to-back batters. And Auburn's bullpen starts to stir. Just movement in there. Nobody throwing yet, but movement. 3-0 pitch. Outside, ball 4. He walked the number 8 hitter on 4 pitches. And runners are at first and second with 1 out. Oh, you'd love a ground ball here from Larson. Time called and the infield goes out, or comes in, converges on the mound to talk to Marciano. Gives us a chance to remind you that the 5th inning is presented by Southern Union as Everett Tiefert jogs out to join the conversation. Move seamlessly to Auburn to complete a bachelor's degree in selected programs by taking courses at Southern Union and Auburn concurrently at Southern Union's tuition rates. Let Southern Union put you on a path to the Plains. 1-1 our score. Runners first and second, 1 out, top of the 5th. Meeting on the mound is over. Auburn plays the left-handed hitting Larson to pull on the infield. A big hole on the left side and Rembert on the edge of the right field grass. Number 9 hitter Larson struck out his first time. Lefty-lefty. Marciano pitches and throws him a strike. A changeup. 0-1.
It's a Texas team that has only hit into 5 double plays this season.
Pitch to Larson. Fouled back. He's in a hole. No balls, 2 strikes. 1 out. Runners at first and second. Crowd trying to help. Some of them trying to help Marciano off the right side of the rubber. His 0-2. Fouled away left side over the seats. Over near the parking deck. Still no balls, 2 strikes. Marciano trying to navigate really the first trouble he's been in. The only other, he walked the leadoff man in the first, got out of that. Gave up a solo homer last inning. So the most traffic on the base paths he's had to work around. A single and a walk. And now the 0-2 pitch to Ashton Larson. Low and outside, ball 1. One of the big questions coming into this weekend is after Marciano, without Drew Whalen, who becomes that first guy out of the bullpen? 1-2. Bounced up there, blocked by Freilich. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 74 pitches for the Auburn starter. And you thought that it wouldn't be as smooth because Texas just does a nice job of taking pitches. They have longer at bats. 2-2 pitch. Swung on and missed strike 3. He got him to chase a changeup away. Down goes Larson on strikes for the second time tonight, and that's a big second out here in the 5th inning. Strikeout number 7 for Marciano. K-counter presented by Kia of Auburn, where you're always number 1. Now back to the top of the order, and Ethan Mendoza. Right-handed hitting second baseman with 2 on. Marciano steps off and throws to second, where Rembert catches it at the bag. Mendoza has walked and struck out. Borba at second, Deplanier at first. Tie game, top of the 5th. Stretch and the pitch. Swing and a miss at a high fastball. 87 on that fastball as Marciano approaches 80 pitches.
Nobody in the pen throwing for Auburn. Yet.
0-1 to Mendoza. Swing and foul off to the right, out of play. 0-2. Marciano's battled well, and now he's ahead of Mendoza. No balls, 2 strikes with 2 outs. And 2 on in a tie game. Fans put their hands together. Marciano deals and misses low. Again, Chase does a good job to block it. Keep those runners at first and second. Now with that low pitch, could he be setting up the high change away to the right-hander? That's been a good pitch tonight when he has hit his spot. The stretch, Marciano fires, and he got a ground ball to third. Guevara gloves and goes to second for the force, and that is out number 3. So he got the swing he wanted, a dribbler to third. Deplanier is forced at second for the 3rd out of the inning, and the thread is turned away. They got some pitches out of Jake that inning, but no runs on a hit, no errors, and 2 left for Texas. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning, 1-1 our score. Auburn baseball continues in a moment.
What a matchup we've got, folks. Just non-stop action. The energy is electric, and the fans are all in. An intense game like this calls for a Coca-Cola. Crisp and refreshing. That's a game changer. Yeah, that taste scores every time. And just like that, they're back at it. Passionate fans and an ice-cold Coca-Cola. Now that's a winning combo. No matter the team, no matter the sport, everyone knows fan work is thirsty work. Enjoy a Coca-Cola.
In 1977, Ford F-Series became the best-selling trucks in America. 33 million trucks later, we've kept that title every year since. And that's a formula we plan on repeating. Ford F-Series, built Ford tough. The best-selling trucks in America for 49 years and counting. Based on 1977 to 2025 calendar year industry reported total sales.
Exclusive play-by-play coverage of Auburn baseball is brought to you by Alabama Power. Alabama Power is a proud supporter of the Auburn Tigers.
Thank you very much, Mark Aston. Bottom 3rd of the order for Auburn in the 5th. Steele, McCrane, and Ballou against Ruger Riojas, who has settled in really nicely after giving up doubles to Rembert and Freilich to start the 1st inning for Auburn. Since then, he's allowed just 1 base runner. He gave up a hit to Ballou in the 3rd. But he has been on easy street since those back-to-back doubles. Steele gets it started for Auburn in the 5th. First pitch to him. Pulled on the ground into the shift. Second baseman charges, gloves, and throws. 1 pitch, 1 out in the home half of the 5th. 6 in a row retired by Riojas, and here is Brandon McCrane, who hit it hard, but right at the 3rd baseman in the 2nd inning.
Gave up a bunt single to open the 3rd.
Yeah.
Since then, Strikeouts, a bunch of ground outs, and a couple pop-ups, and that's it.
First pitch to McCrane. A little bit high. 1 ball, no strikes. A consistently small strike zone so far tonight. Right-handed hitting redshirt freshman McCrane has been so good this year. The 1-0 off speed. That's in for a strike, and it's 1-1. Pressed into duty when Rembert was hurt on opening weekend and has just played so well, he's earned a spot in the lineup every day. Still hitting over 400. 1-1 offering from Riojas. Downstairs, 2-1.
It's a good take. Coming out of the hand, that's a good-looking pitch.
McCrane, leader on the team in walks drawn. The 2-1 popped up, right side. Several gray jerseys give it a look, but that is out of play. Bounces on top of the dugout and then bounces into the seats above the concourse. 2 balls, 2 strikes. That's just the 5th 2-ball count that he's gone to. Well, the 4th since the first inning. I mean, both these pitchers are throwing a lot of strikes. Or they're getting early contact. 2 balls, 2 strikes to McCrane. Rojas hasn't gone to a 3-ball count to anybody. Here's the pitch. Ground ball to the second baseman. Backhand stab by Mendoza. His throw. First baseman came off the line, or came off the bag, but Borba was able to get the toe back before McCrane passed.
Throw was a little bit to the home plate side of first base. It's a good job by Borba to go out and get it and get his foot back on the bag.
So 2 up, 2 down, and 7 in a row retired by Riojas. He's kept his pitch count relatively low, too. He's just 66 pitches. Now here's Cade Ballou. Shift on him, or shift on against him. He bunted to the left side for a hit his first time up. He squares again, pops it up back to the net, 0-1. Texas is willing to take the trade of the potential power from Cade's bat, but Auburn is willing to take the base hit if they give him that bunt single to the left. So Ballou climbs into that box. And the 0-1 pitch to him from Riojas. He bunts it right out in front of the plate. Easy play for the catcher. Gloves and throws for the out. And an easy 3 up, 3 down inning in the bottom of the 5th. Auburn goes quietly. We're tied at 1 through 5 here at Plainsman Park. And this is the Auburn Sports Network.
Children's of Alabama reminds you that every child's head injury should be treated like a serious injury until a doctor says it's not. The CDC estimates some 4 million sports and recreation-related concussions occur each year. Even a minor fall or collision may be a concern. Symptoms typically include headaches, unsteadiness, confusion, or sleepiness. To find out what to do in case of a suspected concussion, visit childrensal.org/concussion and always dial 911 in case of an emergency.
Are you ready for your winning moment? Find it at Win Creek Casino, where the action never stops. Hottest games, loosest spins, more ways to win. We've got the highest payouts and the most epic rewards. At Wind Creek, there's a win waiting for you around every corner. Wind Creek Casino. Find your winning moment. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
We head to the 6th inning. 1-1 our score. Auburn got a run on back-to-back doubles from Rembert and Freilich in the first inning. Texas got a solo home run from Aiden Robbins in the 4th, and that's the scoring in the game so far. It will be Tenney, Robbins, and Rodriguez, the 2, 3, and 4 hitters in the 6th inning. 79 pitches for Marciano on a picture-perfect night for baseball. We're down to a 4-inning game. And Auburn has plenty of experience this year in games that are in the balance going into the last 3-4 innings. First 2 games of the Missouri series were that way. First 2 games of the first series of the year were that way. And plenty in between. Here's Carson Tenney, the catcher. First pitch popped up. Right side of the infield. Rimbert has a bead on it. Shallow right. He's on the edge, actually just a step into the grass from second base, and he puts it away. 1 pitch, 1 out in the top of the 6th. Tenney is 0 for 3. And now here's Robbins, who homered to left center in the 4th. Whether you're planting a tree or tackling a backyard project, don't risk a penalty. Contact Alabama 811 before you dig to get your underground utilities marked for free. More after the first pitch to the center fielder. It's on the way. And it's a strike. A big cut and a miss. He was trying to give Texas the lead on that swing. Visit al811.com or call 811. It's free, it's simple, and it's the law. 0-1 to Robbins. 7th home run of the year earlier in this game. 0-1. Pop foul back.
Got that one in on the hands a little bit. Ran it in to the right-hand hitter.
Yep, throwing him back-to-back fastballs. Terrell shades him near the canyon. Ton of room down the left field line. Here comes the crowd with a count 0-2. The pitch. Change up, misses high and away. Robbins wanted to go after that. He was stepping toward it. It was just too far out. Capacity crowd here at Plainsman Park waiting to erupt in a tie ball game. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss. He got him with a fastball. Up and in.
Sure was. Challenged him and got it far enough in that it didn't matter that it was 88 on the fastball.
Well, I love that mindset. That's Jake Marciano, too. It's, look, you homered off me last time. I got you 2 strikes. Hit this. Couldn't do it. 8th strikeout of the game for Marciano. Now here's Rodriguez. That's 5 in a row. Make it 4 in a row, retired by Jake. Rodriguez, 0 for 2, a ground out and a fly out. First pitch. Grounded foul. 0-1. .85 pitches, 56 strikes for Auburn's lefty. Here's the 0-1. A little bit low. 1-1 the count. Tomorrow a 6 o'clock start. Plainsman Plaza starting at 3. Here's the 1-1. Bounced up there, 2 balls and a strike. Before the Tigers run out there in the powder blue jerseys. Going to be a lot of fun tomorrow. Weather even nicer than today. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Missed the outside corner with a change, and it's 3-1. You do need a ticket to enter Plainsman Plaza tomorrow, and the section of Donahue will be closed off, but it's just, if you're coming to the game, have a little extra fun with it. 3-1 pitch on the outside corner for strike 2. Rodriguez had stepped across the plate on his way to first. He assumed the call. And now it's full. And from every seat standing along the concourse, every premium area, fans get behind. Marciano payoff pitch. Popped up, shallow right, McCrane under it. He's got it for the out. A 1-2-3 inning for Marciano. Nice job by Jake. Sets down the Longhorns in order in the 6th. Still tied at 1 as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning when Auburn baseball continues in a moment.
Looking for legendary wings, mouth-watering burgers, and unbeatable pizza for your next big event? Baumhauer's Catering is here to satisfy your cravings. From tailgates, birthdays, to office lunches and weddings, boost your event with delicious flavors of Baumhauer's Catering. We offer pickup or delivery, Or choose our full-service catering that includes setup and staff. Don't have space for your big event? We can even host you in our dedicated party space. Baumhauer's Victory Grill Catering. Legendary flavors, zero hassle. War Eagle.
What a matchup we've got, folks. Just non-stop action. The energy is electric and the fans are all in. An intense game like this calls for a Coca-Cola. Ah, crisp and refreshing. That's a game changer. Yeah, that taste scores every time. And just like that, they're back at it. Passionate fans and an ice-cold Coca-Cola. Now that's a winning combo. No matter the team, no matter the sport, everyone knows fan work is thirsty work. Enjoy a Coca-Cola.
Top of the order come to the plate in the bottom of the sixth. Auburn and Texas tied at 1. A look at the Yellowwood scoreboard. NCAA tournament basketball action. 7:36 in the second. Iowa leads Clemson 51-40. At halftime, St. John's leads Northern Iowa 47-28. Halftime, UCLA a 35-27 lead against Central Florida. And at the half, Purdue a 45-33 lead over Queens. Same Queens team that came here on December 29th, which was the last game in which Caden Magwood scored for Auburn until he went for 14 for the Tigers the other night in that win against South Alabama in the NIT.
Top of the order against Ruger Riojas. Time to get to this guy the third time through. 1-1 our score. First pitch to Rembert. Breaking ball for a strike. 0-1. Rembert doubled and scored Auburn's only run. That was in the first inning. He's also reached on a fielder's choice. A bloop double to right for Chris in the first inning. 0-1. Bounced up there. 1 ball, 1 strike. Rembert, the last Tiger to reach on that fielder's choice in the third. 8 in a row retired by the senior right-hander. 6'1", 195, always from the stretch he deals. And fought off an off-speed pitch that was around his eyes and in. Foul ball, 1-2.
He's given up 2 base hits. The first 2 hitters of the night make it 3, but the first 2 back-to-back doubles, and he minimized that damage in the first inning.
The other was a bunt single by Ballou.
Led off the third.
Yep. Here comes the 1-2 pitch to the Auburn second baseman. Rojas fires. And it's pop fouled back. Went after a high fastball. Chris climbed the ladder, got a piece of it. Still 1-2.
Marciano has held Texas to just 2 base hits. One of those, the solo home run that tied it up.
Riojas has gone longer tonight than he went a week ago against Ole Miss. Went 4 1/3 against the Rebels. 5+ here tonight. The pitch to Rembert. Bounced up there again, and now it's 2-2. Neither starting pitcher in this game or the entire starting rotation has been tagged with a loss this year. 2-2. Swing and a foul tip at a breaking ball. An off-speed pitch that was high, and he just got a piece of it. They got a piece of Tinney behind the plate, too. Count remains 2 balls, 2 strikes. And new baseballs for Anthony Perez. Does he trust that slider? He's spiked a couple of them here in this at-bat. Or can he get Chris to chase a high fastball? Riojas holds the ball in the glove, set at the waist, looks home, and deals. Swing and a miss. Late break on the slider for strike 3 to Rembert. 1 down in the bottom of the 6th. 9 in a row retired by Riojas. And here comes Chase Fralick.
6 strikeouts tonight for Riojas.
Fralick, an RBI double to the right field corner in the first inning.
It's the first time tonight that he has struck out the leadoff man.
First pitch to Fralick. High chopper to the shortstop at the second base spot. That may be Becerra, the third baseman. He gloves and throws over to first, and it's a quick out. 2 down. Yeah, that was Becerra in the shift, playing over where the second baseman would normally be. And now here's Bub Terrell. I was watching LSU and Oklahoma, and early in that game, LSU would switch its third baseman and second baseman based on whether it was a right-handed hitter or a left-handed hitter to try to get the better glove in the pull spot of the guy at the plate. Here's Bub Terrell. He shows bunt, pulls back, takes a strike, 0-1. Bub 0 for 2, couple of strikeouts tonight. Coming off of a 3-hit game against Georgia Tech. A Georgia Tech team that jumped right back into scoring runs today at Pitt. They had 11 in the 5th inning. 0-1 pitch to Terrell. Swing and a miss. And a high fastball. And it's 0-2. Just takes one swing to get things going offensively, but Auburn is having a little trouble dialing that swing in against a senior right-hander. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Nobody on. Bottom of the 6th. Riojas to the plate. And there is a high fly ball to center field. Robbins goes back. He's at the track. He reaches and makes the catch. Bub needed about 4 more feet to hit that out of the ballpark. A fly out to deep center field. And Auburn is retired in order in the 6th. 1-1 our score through 6 at Plainsman Park. This is the Auburn Sports Network.
Enjoy baseball and softball season on the Plains with live sports radio presented by Alpha Insurance. Auburn Sports Network broadcasts are available with no delay at both Plainsman Park and Jane B. Moore Field. Every grand slam, stolen base, and strikeout, yours with no delay. Look for the live sports radio kiosk around the ballpark. Live sports radio lets you take the broadcast with you at every football game, plus home men's and women's basketball games, baseball and softball. Live sports radio presented by Alpha Insurance.
Looking for legendary wings, mouth-watering burgers, and unbeatable pizza for your next big event? Baumhauer's Catering is here to satisfy your cravings. From tailgates, birthdays, to office lunches and weddings, boost your event with delicious flavors of Baumhauer's Catering. We offer pickup or delivery, or choose our full-service catering that includes setup and staff. Don't have space for your big event? We can even host you in our dedicated party space. Baumhauer's Victory Grill Catering. Legendary flavors, zero hassle. War Eagle.
We move to the 7th inning, 1-1 our score. Auburn's going to have to call on that late inning magic, and they've got plenty of experience with it. This game has lived up to the billing. Both starting pitchers have been excellent. Got a total of 2 runs and a total of 5 hits through the first 6 innings. I know just the man to bring you on home, though. We turn it back over to the voice of the Tigers, Andy Burcham.
Temo Becerra, Anthony Pack Jr., and Casey Borba, the 3 to face Auburn starter Jake Marciano. 90 pitches into Marciano's start. 7 innings last week at Mizzou. First pitch on the way. Fly ball into center. Long run for Ballou. Right at the edge of the warning track, makes the catch for the first time. Looking for fresh seafood? Wharf Casual Seafood serves seafood sourced from American waters.
Well done.
Not a seafood fan? No problem. They also serve burgers, salads, chicken, and more. Wharf Casual Seafood with 6 locations across central Alabama.
3rd straight inning, Texas has gotten the first out at the plate on the first or second pitch.
That was the 91st pitch thrown by Marciano. And here is Anthony Pack Jr., left fielder. 0 for 2. He's popped up and flied out to left. Pitch to him. Just off the inside edge. A ball and no strikes to Pack.
I think Anthony Perez gave up on that ball.
Both bullpens are stocked, neither right now throwing. Pitch. Outside 2-0. A packed house to see Anthony Pack Jr. bat here in the 7th. Tied at 1, Auburn and Texas. 1 out and nobody on for the Longhorns in the 7th inning. Here's the pitch. Strike. Whew. Don't know if we went around or if it was a strike anyway on the outside corner. 2-1. Borba waits on deck for the Longhorns. Auburn with a modified shift. Lots of room on the left side of the infield for Pack. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. He was trying to pull that one out of the ballpark.
He was.
2-2.
And it started as a strike and then just died down there in the dirt.
2 balls and 2 strikes to Pack. Here's the pitch. Down and away, the count goes full. 8 strikeouts on the night for Marciano. 1 out and nobody on for Texas in the top of the 7th. Wind in the pitch. Foul tip past the catcher to the backstop. Outfield plays straight away with Pack at the plate. Infield swung around to the right side. Guevara playing shortstop right now for the Tigers. Marciano, the right side of the rubber, the 3-2 pitch. Strike 3 call.
Boy, the moxie, the confidence. Marciano put it right on the black of the outside corner.
And a little bit elevated as well. Pack, I don't believe, thought it was a strike. That was perfectly placed.
Yeah, you know what? Even if he swings at that, he's not doing a whole lot with it. Just an excellent pitch.
2 down in the inning, nobody on, and here is Casey Borba. Tied for the team lead with 7 homers. He has singled and he has lined to left. The pitch, ground ball right side. That is Rembert territory, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Jake Marciano in the top of the 7th. 7th inning stretch time. Game 1, number 4 Auburn. Number 2 Texas tied at 1. And Auburn baseball continues in a moment.
There's team pride. And then there's extra Tiger pride. When I'm carrying the Auburn University Regents Visa debit card or prepaid Regents Now card, that's exactly what I get. Whether I'm grabbing some extra Auburn gear or picking up an extra dozen wings for the game, this card always brings it. Sometimes I get an extra War Eagle from the cashier too. Visit Regions.com/Go Tigers to get yours.
Extra changes everything. And at Regions, Extra is our ordinary. Official bank of the SEC, member FDIC.
If you are a fighter, Modelo is your reward. So listen close. You put up with a lot, but you always hold it down for your people. You are strong, you are fearless, you are the baddest on the block. You are an elbow grease factory, a force of nature. You are not to be reckoned with. You are a ride or die, a powerhouse of productivity. You are a fighter, and Modelo is your reward. You've earned every last drop of this rich golden lager, so raise it up high. Modelo, the mark of a fighter. Drink responsibly. Beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
This game recap is presented by Regions Bank. Regions is a proud partner of Auburn University and the official bank of the SEC.
Auburn scored a run in the first. Texas scored a run in the 4th. And that's your game recap. Both starters have been terrific tonight. Marciano for the Tigers, Riojas for Texas. 9 strikeouts on the night for Marciano. As Riojas is about to throw his first pitch of the 7th, he has 6. 2 base hits for Texas, 3 for Auburn. And both teams have played well behind these 2 very good starters. And Auburn will send up its 4, 5, and 6 hitters here in the 7th against Riojas, who's at 79 pitches. And Auburn will get a man to start to throw. I believe that's Jet Johnston.
It is.
In the Tiger pen.
Yep.
Here's Guevara, has grounded out twice to his counterpart, Temo Becerra, the third baseman for Texas. Riojas always from the stretch, and the first pitch of the 7th is in for a strike.
He's gone a lot more with the off-speed pitch this 3rd time through. Did to Rembert, Fralick, and Terrell.
Back-to-back doubles in the first by Rembert and Fralick, plating Auburn's only run. Only other base hit, a bunt single by Ballou. There's a swing and a miss by Guevara, and he came up empty, 0-2.
Little buzz in the place here. Looking to try to break through.
Bottom of the 7th, Auburn and Texas tied at 1. Riojas comes set. 0-2 pitch. Off the end of the bat at the first baseline, pitcher fields and flips to the pitcher covering for the out.
That's a good play. If Riojas doesn't get there, I'm not sure anybody else can. Just off the end of the bat.
Game 1 down in Austin last year was a close game. They increasingly got less close in the favor of the Longhorns for the rest of the weekend. Texas swept the Tigers in Austin. Here's Mason McCrane, 0 for 2 on the night, a ground out and a strikeout. Lefty against the righty, who stretches and pitches. And just missed, maybe down for ball 1.
12 in a row retired by Riojas. He looks a lot like Marciano looked last week against Missouri. He retired the last 11 that he faced.
Ball and no strikes to count to Mason McCrane, the pitch.
No.
That pitch was lower than the first, but was called a strike.
That's the first time tonight, I think, that Perez has been inconsistent with his zone.
A ball and a strike to McCrane. A homer, 9 runs batted in on the season. Left-handed hitter against the right-hander Riojas. Here's the pitch. Maybe down, maybe in. 2-1.
All evens out.
All 3 of these pitches have been close to the strike zone to McCrane.
McCrane is a guy that can give Auburn the lead with one swing.
He awaits the 2-1. Here it is. Got a good swing, but fouled it back on a fastball at 95 from Riojas. Count is even. 2-2.
So the game has gone on, and as they've seen the fastball more and more, he's spotting it more. It's not the feature pitch.
2 balls and 2 strikes to McCrane, and time is called. Up, they're going to say, give him a warning, I think, for perhaps licking his fingers and then going straight to the baseball. I think that's what the home plate umpire Anthony Perez was saying. Now the 2-2. Ground ball, base hit to right. Down the line, good job by Duplantier to get to that one. McCrane holds up. It's Auburn's 4th hit of the night. A 1-out single for Auburn here in the 7th.
Really nice job with 2 strikes. I think Riojas was trying to get it in a little more than it got, and McCrane was able to turn on it. Good piece of 2-strike hitting.
We talked about the run game for Texas that we've not seen yet. There just haven't been many on base for either team. Does Auburn think about it with McCrane at first? He's 3 for 3 in stolen bases this year. And Bingaman at the plate. 0 for 2. He's grounded out and popped up to left. Stretch, and here's the pitch. It missed outside for ball 1.
Crowd trying to apply some pressure here to Riojas.
Bingham's last at bat. He just got one off the end of the bat to the warning track. Actually, right to the facing the Auburn bullpen out left. McCrane gets his lead at first. Now the 1-0. Strike call in the inside corner. 1-1.
Well, I thought that was a little high relative to what the zone has been tonight.
It does appear that it is loosening up
just a bit. Yep, in this inning.
1 ball and 1 strike to Bingaman. 3 homers, 10 runs batted in on the season. Here's the pitch. Well, that's a good pitch to go after, and he left the breaking ball up, and it's in there for a strike. Don't know if Ethan was looking breaking ball right there.
Or if he gave up on it early, because it started very high. That was a 12-6er. Now time.
Yep, pitching coach is out for Texas. There is activity in the bullpen for the Longhorns as well. We can see a baseball being tossed back and forth out there. But
Max Weiner is the coach that goes out to talk to the Horns.
Do not know. We cannot get a look at who is in the bullpen right now for the Longhorns. Jet Johnson was warming up for Auburn as this bottom half of the inning began. A ball and 2 strikes to count to Bingaman. A 1-out single for Mason McCrane. He's at first. Outfield playing deep, trying to cut off anything in the alleys. 1-2 pitch. Lined foul above the Texas dugout and off of the screen.
Good 2-strike swing. Bingaman's got enough power, enough quickness with his hands to look off speed first and still catch up to a fastball.
Now they hold McCrane at first. Stretch. 1-2 pitch. Fouled back on another. Well, that may have been a cutter at 88.
Yeah. He's looking off speed first. And we know he's got that just nuclear power.
His home run on Saturday in Game 2 of that doubleheader busted that series wide open in the favor of the Tigers. He awaits the 1-2 pitch here. Here it is. Miss low. Good take, 2-2. Any take against this guy that is out of the strike zone is a good take. Capacity crowd and then some on hand for this one. Auburn and Texas tied at 1 in the bottom of the 7th. 1 out, 1 on for the Tigers. And a 2-2 pitch to Bingaman. Here it is from Riojas. Missed inside and didn't miss by much. His catcher thought he had strike 3. Full count. Do you start Mason McCrane now?
Hayden LeFew is warming in the bullpen for Texas.
First 3-ball count of the night for Riojas. He stretches, the runner goes, the pitch. Fouled up and out of play off the right side.
A little hit and run there with McCrane.
3-2 pitch.
Yep.
First time Auburn's had the opportunity on 3-2 to send a runner. Auburn's first base runner since the 3rd.
Boy.
Just haven't been many opportunities.
It's the first time he's gone over 11 pitches in an inning since the 3rd.
18 in the first. Another 3-2 to Bingaman. Here it is. Ball 4, he walked it.
What an at-bat.
Now those two freshmen back-to-back single on a 2-2 pitch and a 3-2 walk to Bingaman. And now one of the veterans on this Auburn ball club, Lucas Steele, strides to the plate. 0 for 2 on the night against Riojas. Batting left-handed both times against the righty. A strikeout in the second and hit it, but right at the second baseman in the 5th.
Texas starts in the shift, so the shortstop spot is wide open for Lucas.
McCrane at second and Bingaman at first as Riojas comes set in the pitch. High and away on an off-speed delivery, 1-0.
That was a breaking ball that didn't break. He was trying to start him with that backdoor slider and then work his way in. Steele's got to know he's going to get a lot of stuff middle in. They want him to hit it to the right side.
Riojas comes set. Now the 1-0. Steele pops it up and out of play off the left side. Another off-speed delivery, and he fouled it back.
I think at this stage in the game, until Riojas feels like this is going to be his last batter and he's going to empty the tank, he's going to get mostly off-speed pitches.
1-1 the count to Steele. McCrane gets his lead at second. Bingaman from first. Stretching the pitch. Swing on a line drive to left. Long run for Pack. He dives and he made the catch. And both runners return to the bag. He saved a run, perhaps 2 in left field.
That's a really tough play by Pack because from the left-handed hitter, it's slicing away. It's tailing away from him. Oh, no. They need to review this.
Yeah, they need to review it because that ball may have hit the turf. Our review or our replay, and let's see if Auburn reviews it. Butch Thompson is calling for time.
They are. They're going to review this.
We take a look at it. He dove.
That's on the ground.
And that ball hit the ground.
Yep.
Out of his glove. And the pitching coaches.
That's Schloss.
That Schloss is coming out. He's asking why in the world there's a pause in the action. The reason is we're going to get a review, friends.
Auburn has challenged a catch in left field. This play is under review.
Yep.
The third base umpire, Michael Holman, went out, made the call. But our replay, and now folks in the ballpark are looking at it. And that ball comes out of his glove.
That ball's on the ground.
Yes, it is.
Now.
It should be.
Well, it should be a run in.
I know, but it's probably, if it isn't,
yeah,
it may be bases loaded.
Yep.
And 1 out. And, of course, they stay on the field for this review that is taking place in Birmingham.
Wait until you get this reaction.
Yeah. Whew. Initially, I thought that's just a great play.
Well,
and then we caught the replay, and then so did everybody else. That's a really good shot of it from War Eagle Productions.
Collaborative replay. It's coming from Birmingham. They're still taking a look at it, apparently.
After review, no catch in left field. All runners move up 1 base. Auburn still has 2 challenges remaining.
You know, even if he doesn't make the catch, the runners have to hold up.
Absolutely,
You can't assume the run scored. Bases are going to be loaded anyway.
So Steele aboard with the single to left. McCrane to third and Bingaman to second, and here's Brandon McCrane. And that may be all. That will be all, I think. Yep, that will be all tonight for Ruger Riojas. Texas makes a Pepper Tree pitching change for a new level of taste. Tiger fans know it's got to be Pepper Tree. For the best wine selection, the finest cuts of meat, visit Pepper Tree in Auburn or Montgomery, and online Steaks and Wine, steaks the letter N, wine.com. Bases loaded, 1 out, bottom of the 7th. Auburn and Texas tied at 1. A Pepper Tree pitching change for Texas.
Strike out ants, termites, and other pests with a call to Cook's Pest Control. Cook's proven pest control methods and superior termite control system keep your home safe and are backed by a 110% satisfaction guarantee. As the weather gets warmer, your spring cleaning isn't done until you call the official pest control partner of the Auburn Tigers, Cook's Pest Control.
Looky, 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 here comes Cookie, Cook's Pest Control.
A replay review goes Auburn's way. Bases loaded, 1 out, and a Pepper Tree pitching change to Hayden Lefew. L-E-F-F-E-W, Lefew, 6'1", 235, a junior from Kannapolis, North Carolina. He's a transfer from Wake Forest, and he has been good this year. 5 appearances, 1-0, 5 2/3 innings. No runs, just 1 hit. 2 walks, 9 strikeouts. He's thrown 1 wild pitch. Teams are batting .063 against Hayden Lefew. Ruger Riojas, 6 1/3, his longest outing of the year. 5 hits, 1 run, 1 walk, 6 strikeouts. That's a season low. 99 pitches, 74 for strikes. My goodness. But he leaves with the bases loaded. The runners at every base belong to him, and Auburn will see what it can do against Hayden Lefew, from the lefty to the righty.
.6'1", 235. And he inherits a bases loaded 1 out jam in the bottom of the 7th in game 1 of Auburn and Texas. 1-1 the score.
Before this year, career 7-1. He was 4-1 last year in 27 appearances, all in relief with 4 saves for Wake Forest. And now he's been one of the critical bullpen pieces and the first guy they go to replace Riojas. The lefty to face the righty, Brandon McCrane.
Brandon 0 for 2 tonight against Riojas with a couple groundouts. He is hitting .412 this season with runners on, .350 with runners in scoring position, and .200 with the bases loaded. He's batting .413 this season. Bases loaded, 1 out the pitch. Drops low for ball 1, blocked by Tinney.
Big overhand delivery, just a 12-6 delivery from the guy they call Bubba.
9 strikeouts and 2 walks this season for Lefew. Ballou waits just outside the on-deck circle. Mason McCrane at third, Bingaman at second. The pitch, swing and a miss. He got a pitch up, and he tried to hit it out of the ballpark.
Yeah, he really did. I was just about to say, I like McCrane being at the plate here because he's so patient at the plate. You don't get a lot of swings at stuff outside the strike zone. His eyes got big on that one.
Steele at first, Bingaman at second, Mason McCrane, his brother, down at third. 1-1 to Brandon McCrane, the pitch. Ground ball up the middle, could be 2. Shortstop flips to second for 1, and to first, it's a double play. He hit it exactly, and Brandon is hurt. He dove in head first, and I think he did something to his left arm. Oh, dear goodness.
Yeah, just giving everything to try to make the play.
A 6-4-3 double play gets Texas out of the inning. And Auburn starting shortstop, who dove in head first, just trying to get to the bag, comes up a little bit lame. He gets up. He appears to be okay, I think. He wants to stay in the ball game. And we go to the 8th. And Auburn will have a pitching change coming out in the 8th inning as well. We'll sort it all out when we come back. Auburn and Texas tied at 1 in the top of the 8th. And this is the Auburn Sports Network.
Looking for a street-legal golf car? Diamond Golf Cars has the largest selection in the state, and the Auburn store is right off Opelika Road, closer than you think. With locations in Auburn, Birmingham, and Huntsville, they've been raising the bar since 2012 in golf car sales and service. Need a tune-up? Diamond Golf Cars is full service for all your golf car needs, and they offer pickup and delivery. Carrying brands such as EasyGo, Club Car, Yamaha, and much more. Visit DiamondGolfCars.com today and drive different. Drive Diamond.
The Goose Performing Arts Center at Auburn University is Alabama's premier destination for the arts, bringing you the very best of Broadway, dance, music, and more. Learn more about upcoming performances and see the calendar of events online at gougecenter.auburn.edu. That's GOGUE center.auburn.edu. Or call the box office 334-844-TIXS.
One to one our score as we move to the 8th inning, and Auburn makes a War Eagle Plus call to the bullpen for Jet Johnston, the 6', 202-pound junior right-hander from Knoxville, Tennessee, a transfer from Texas A&M. Johnston on the year, no record, an earned run average of 2.84, 6 appearances, 12 and 2/3 innings, 12 hits allowed, 5 runs, 4 of them earned, 1 walk, and 15 strikeouts. Opposition is hitting .222 against Jet Johnston. He is one of only a handful of Auburn pitchers that pitched in the series in Austin a year ago. In fact, Jet's last outing of the year was in Austin last season. He pitched 2/3 of an inning, gave up an unearned run on 1 hit. Through 10 pitches, gave up a home run in that game. And then we didn't see Jet on the mound for the rest of the season. He comes in a big spot here. Marciano, 7 innings, 1 run on 2 hits, 2 walks, 9 strikeouts. 98 pitches, 64 strikes for Jake Marciano.
Brandon McCrane stayed in the ballgame after diving in head first on that double play ball off his bat. Tied at 1. It's Jaden Duplantier to lead it off. First pitch from Johnston is a strike. Duplantier, a strikeout and a walk on the night. It's the 8, 9, and 1 hitters for Texas in this top half of the 8th in a 1-1 ball game, the 0-1. Foul ball almost took out Ashton Larson on deck. Whew. 0-2. Both of these teams are going to get up their big hitters, that top of their order, before this one's out tonight. 0-2 to Duplantier. Here comes the pitch. Missed high.
Big moment for Jet. He's got a lot of confidence. He just can't try to place it or overthrow here.
Now the 1-2 to Duplantier. Just missed the outside corner. May have been a little bit down. Fralick brought it up.
Yeah, Jet was walking off the mound. He thought he had that strikeout.
Righty on righty here. Johnston against Duplantier. Wind and delivery. Ball 3 outside. Duplantier, Larson, and then the top of the order, Mendoza, for Texas in the 8th. A run on 3 hits for the Longhorns, a run on 4 hits for Auburn. Now the 3-2. Ball 4. To the backstop, and Duplantier is on with a leadoff walk as we pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Auburn Sports Network.
Jet just wasn't able to recover after what he thought was strike 3.
All right, here's Larson. This team doesn't bunt very often, 4 sacrifice bunts this season. But you do have the top of the order coming up, and it's a 1-1 game. Stretch in the pitch. He bunts it. Third base side. Guevara fields and throws to first. Duplantier down to second. That's just the 5th sacrifice bunt of the season and the first for Larson. But Texas has the go-ahead run down at second base with 1 down.
They played that perfectly. You got your top of the order due up, so your number 9 hitter with a man on first. He laid down an excellent sacrifice, did his job. Guevara played it the way it was, just textbook all the way around.
And now the top of the order for the Longhorns. It's Ethan Mendoza. Walked in the first, stranded at second, struck out looking in the third, grounded into a force out to end the 5th. Duplantier short lead at second and a throw back by Johnston to Rembert covering. Auburn had the bases loaded with 1 out in the bottom of the 7th, reliever in, and the Tigers hit into a 6-4-3 double play. Texas trying to take that momentum and get the lead here in the top of the 8th. A runner at second with 1 down as Johnston stretches another throw back. This time he was trying to get the runner. Throw was a little bit high. No chance for Rembert to get the tag on Duplantier, who has 4 stolen bases in 5 attempts. Stretch by Johnston. Here's the pitch. Fouled to the screen. No balls and a strike the count.
Love a strikeout, although Mendoza doesn't strike out all that much. 14 times in 84 at-bats.
Power hitting Carson Tinney waits on deck. 0-1 to Mendoza. And another throw back to second base. Tigers doing everything they can to keep Duplantier close to the bag.
Yeah, he's got good speed. They're going to be aggressive on the base paths. Sure are giving Mendoza a lot of room in left field.
Well off the line. Bub Terrell over in the canyon. 0-1. Up and in. 1 ball and 1 strike to Mendoza with 5 homers and 21 runs batted in. Texas with a runner at second with 1 out in the top of the 8th, a 1-1 game. Stretch and another throw back to second base. Rembert shades the bag at second. Everybody else on the infield back. Now Rembert backs up. Here's the 1-1. Strike 2. 93 on the fastball from Johnston. It's a much different look with Jet Johnson compared to the starter, Jake Marciano.
You know, these throws to second can disrupt the timing of the hitter at the plate as well. And he was able to sneak that fastball in there. Mendoza took it.
A ball and 2 strikes to count. The pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out on the slider.
Huge. Huge.
10th strikeout tonight for Auburn pitching. The K-Canner presented by Kia of Auburn, where you're always number 1. And that brings Carson Tinney to the plate. 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts and a pop-up to the second baseman. 2 outs in the inning with Duplantier down at second. Don't make a mistake to this guy. Here's the pitch. That wasn't a mistake. Nope. It was a slider on the outside corner for strike 1.
And Tinney is a strikeout candidate. Now the trade-off, now that you're at 2 outs, Duplantier is going to be moving on contact. A base hit almost sure to give Texas the lead.
23 strikeouts this season for Tinney, 2 tonight. The 0-1. Strike 2 on the outside corner. Tinney looks back at the home plate umpire as if to say, please let me have that pitch when I'm behind the plate.
Say, I did last half inning.
No balls and 2 strikes to Tinney. 2 outs, a runner at second for Texas. Stretch, the pitch. Swinging a drive into right center field, but that's McCrane. Back there. Catch is made. Inning over. Johnston works around the leadoff walk. No runs, no hits, no errors. A man left. We go to the bottom of the 8th at the packed Plainsman Park. Auburn and Texas tied at 1, and Auburn baseball continues in a moment.
You've created a comfortable home office. Now let Carrier provide the cash bonus. For a limited time, you can claim up to $1,550 in cool cash rebates on a qualified Carrier home comfort system. There's never been a better time to upgrade to year-round premium comfort and energy savings. Carrier, turn to the experts.
Yellowwood knows that a 5-star backyard is the place to make lasting memories. Like cookouts. Cornhole with friends. Ooh, a neighborhood potluck with your wife's pasta salad. The one with the feta. Oh, sorry. Or taking a nap on your deck in a hammock. Naps are memories. I love naps. For 5-star backyards and the most memorable experiences, Yellowwood brand pressure-treated pine. If it doesn't have that yellow tag, you don't want it.
This is Coach Butch Thompson. Back to more baseball on the Auburn Sports Network.
9 1-2 hitters for Auburn in the 8th. Tigers spoiled a bases-loaded 1-out opportunity in the 7th. Tied at 1 with Texas. The Longhorns got the leadoff man on in the top of the 8th, but Jet Johnston worked out of trouble. And Hayden LeFew, who coaxed that 6-4-3 double play to get out of the 7th, is back to the hill with 3 pitches into him, and Auburn will go with a right-handed pinch hitter for the Tigers.
Caden Combs, a freshman. Powerful right-handed hitter. How about bringing the freshman from Gardendale in this spot?
To face the lefty and the veteran LeFew. To lead off, he's the number 9 hitter now. Pitch on the way. Combs takes it in the dirt for ball 1. Caden 1 for 8 with 2 runs batted in his Auburn career. Rembert and Freilich to follow here in the Auburn 8th, tied at 1. The pitch. Combs takes a strike. Ballou was 1 for 2 with a bunt single.
That's a strike because Caden is 6'4".
He awaits the 1-1. Here it is. Drops in for another strike. Really good pitch, off-speed delivery, and he's behind a ball and 2 strikes. Stretch in the 1-2 pitch. A little bit up. Didn't miss by much, 2-2.
It's going to be tough to take that one again. And after back-to-back breaking balls, does he try to get him to chase a high fastball?
Now the 2-2 to Combs. Got him swinging with the fastball at 93. One down.
All right, top of your order.
And here's Chris Rembert. Doubled to lead off the Auburn first and scored. He has reached on a fielder's choice and struck out since. His first look at Hayden LeFew, the pitch. Missed the outside corner. A ball and no strikes to the Auburn preseason All-American second baseman. Now the 1-0. Rembert to the left side, knocked down by the shortstop. Fields and throws to first. He's safe. Ball was dropped by the first baseman, but Rembert beat out the throw from Rodriguez.
Too far in the hole. Rodriguez did a good job just to get to it and put a lot on the one-hop throw to make it close.
And now Freilich to the plate. He will be the first lefty to face LeFew.
And they're going to start in the shift.
Yeah.
Man, oh man. They're willing to trade. They know the scout. They know how well Chase handles the bat.
Rembert at first, right behind the first baseman, the pitch. Freilich takes it low for ball 1. Chase doubled home Rembert in the first. Since then, has grounded out against the shift to the third baseman and struck out swinging.
Would you consider starting Rembert here to try to put the shortstop in motion?
Here's the 1-0. Ball too high. I may make him throw a strike first.
Yeah.
Terrell on deck.
Chase
1-1 the score. We're in the bottom of the 8th.
Going to be looking fastball 2-0.
Stretch by LeFew. Here comes the pitch. Down and away, ball 3. Listen to all things SEC, including live games and SEC This Morning. Tune to Sirius XM SEC Radio 374 and streaming on the Sirius XM app. 3 balls and no strikes to Freilich. 1 out, 1 on for Auburn in the bottom of the 8th. A 1-1 game. The pitch drops in there for a strike. 3-1 now to Chase. Outfield, especially in center and in right, playing deep.
And to pull.
Yes, indeed.
Look at how much room in left center.
Rembert gets his lead. The 3-1 pitch. Ball 4. He walked it. Back-to-back runners reach base for Auburn here in the 8th. First walk by LeFew. Just the second allowed by Texas pitching tonight. And here is Terrell. Well, last Friday night.
Yep.
At Missouri.
That's right.
Bub hit a 2-run homer. That was the difference in that Game 1 win.
Game winner late against West Georgia. Game winner eventually against Missouri last Friday night. He's no stranger to clutch situations.
0-4-3 tonight. The pitch. Bub swings and misses at a ball that was down in the dirt. 0-1.
Listen to the reaction. This crowd knows it. They're anticipating Terrell coming through.
Rembert at second and Freilich at first. 0-1 to Bub Terrell. Stretch in the pitch. Just a little bit out, maybe a little bit down. It was close, 1-1.
Sure was.
Runners get their leads at first and second. The 1-1 pitch. Bub takes a strike. Good pitch, a ball and 2 strikes. I don't think he has seen a fastball yet. He may see an elevated fastball here from Hayden LeFew. Here's the stretch and a throw back to second. Outfield playing back. I can't think that any ball that's hit to the outfield, perhaps other than the right fielder Duplantier, would have a shot at throwing out Rembert at the plate.
Right. Duplantier's got a good arm, too.
1 ball and 2 strikes to Bub Terrell. Here comes the pitch. Missed outside, evens the count at 2-2.
Second straight inning, Auburn has been able to at least put pressure on the Texas pitcher. They got the double play ball last inning, but they're putting pressure and they're making them throw consistent strikes.
Lefty on lefty here. The 2-2 to Terrell. Strike 3. Call. Good pitch from the pitcher LeFew. 2 outs.
They put it in a spot where even if Bub makes contact there, he's not going to do a ton with it.
Right there. Good pitch.
Sure was. Man.
And now here's
All right.
Guevara. Guevara hitting .294 with 2 outs this season. He has runners at first and second with 2 down. The pitch. Chopper, third base side foul. Not a big surprise to see Eric jump on the first pitch.
He's hit it on the ground all 3 times.
Twice to third and once right back to the pitcher.
Auburn is 2-for-7 with runners in scoring position. Neither team has a 2-out hit in the game.
Both out. This outfield shortens up just a bit with Guevara at the plate. He awaits the 0-1. Here it is. Swing and a miss at a pitch in the dirt. 0-2. Looking ahead to the 9th for Texas. 3, 4, and 5 hitters coming up. Boy, Auburn would love to have a run or 2 lead going into the 9th, but it'll take something with 2 outs here. Runners at first and second, and Guevara behind, no balls and 2 strikes. LeFew comes set. Here is the pitch. High, ball 1.
He's setting up the slider down in the dirt again.
Outfield plays Guevara to hit the opposite way just a bit. He awaits the 1-2. Here it is. Got him swinging on a pitch in the dirt. They'll throw him out at first. And the inning is over. Auburn had runners at first and second with 1 out. Terrell and Guevara to the plate, and LeFew struck out both. We go to the 9th. Auburn And Texas tied at 1. This is the Auburn Sports Network.
Auburn family, it's time to join the coolest club on the Plains, Aubie's Kids Club, presented by Chappie's. Memberships for the upcoming school year are on sale now. Your favorite Tigers Kids Club offers 2 membership options. They give you awesome gear like an Auburn t-shirt, a men's basketball SEC Champions medal sign, and more. Throughout the year, you can check in at Auburn Athletics events to receive points, earn prizes, and you'll also get invited to special events only available through Aubie's Kids Club. Head to auburntigers.com/kids club to sign up today. War Eagle!
In 1977, Ford F-Series became the best-selling trucks in America. 33 million trucks later, we've kept that title every year since. And that's a formula we plan on repeating. Ford F-Series, built Ford tough. The best-selling trucks in America for 49 years and counting. Based on 1977 to 2025 calendar year industry reported total sales.
Well, it comes down to the 9th inning. 1-1 our score. Jet Johnston worked the 8th, walked a batter, struck out a batter, no runs, no hits, 4 batters, 14 pitches, 9 strikes. We could see Jet again this weekend. Auburn makes the Ford F-150 call to the bullpen for Garrett Brewer. 6'3", 174, junior lefty out of Eau Claire, Michigan, and a transfer from Michigan State. Got his 3rd save of the year against Missouri in the series opener a week ago. Pitched the final 2 innings after the lighting delay in Columbia a week ago. 0-1 with 3 saves this year in 6 outings. 8 innings, 9 hits, 3 runs, 2 earned, 1 walk, and 11 strikeouts. 0-1 with a 2.25 earned run average. Teams hitting .273 against Garrett Brewer, and the lefty will get the heart of the order. Robbins, Rodriguez, and Becerra for Texas here in the 9th inning.
No hits, no runs for Johnston. A walk and a strikeout through 14 pitches, 9 for strikes. And he gives way to Garrett Brewer to face Robbins, Rodriguez, and Becerra here in the 9th in a 1-1 game. Auburn has had multiple runners on in the last 2 innings, but have been unable to get that clutch base hit. By the way, Bristol Carter into the game for Auburn in center field, replacing Caden Combs, who came on as a pinch hitter for Cade Ballou. Robbins a home run in the 4th. He is 1 for 3 on the night. First pitch from Brewer. Missed inside, ball 1. Guevara pretty close to the line at third, awaits the 1-0. Daw, fly ball into deep left center field, and he has left the ballpark. He hit it over the scoreboard in left center. Wow. A 2-homer night for Robbins. It gives him 8 on the season, and Texas leads.
First home run given up by Brewer this year, and that may be as far as any ball has been hit in this ballpark this season.
A leadoff homer for Robbins. And his 2 home runs tonight have been no doubters. And it's a 2-1 lead for Texas. Their first lead of the night. And here is Adrian Rodriguez. Still nobody out in the 9th. Stretch by Brewer in the pitch. Missed inside, ball 1. Solo homer in the 4th. The solo homer in here in the 9th by Robbins, and it's a 2-1 lead for Texas. Comes the pitch. Outside, 2-0.
How do you respond? A swing of the bat, a 1-run ball game, and Brewer's got to try to find a way. I mean, I don't know if anybody's ever hit a ball that hard or far against him, but he's got to be able to bounce back.
Stretch in the 2-0. Ball 3 high. He has thrown 1 strike in this inning.
Yep.
And it was hit over the scoreboard and left. 3 balls and no strikes to Rodriguez. Stretch in the pitch. He walked him on 4.
And you can live with a solo home run. You don't want to compound it. And a great visit here by Chase Fralick to go try to talk to and settle down Brewer. Texas surrendered a 9th inning lead last week. They had a lead going into the 9th. Ole Miss took the lead on a grand slam in the 9th. Texas then tied it up, went into extra innings before eventually Ole Miss won the ball game. So there's precedent for Texas letting a late lead slip away. This is their first lead of the night, as Andy mentioned.
And a runner at first and nobody out. Here's Temo Becerra, the third baseman. He's 0 for 3 with a strikeout, a ground out, and a line out to left. Stretch by Brewer. And a throw to first. And he threw it away. And down to second base goes Rodriguez. On an error by the pitcher Brewer. Nobody out for Texas and a runner in scoring position. How does Garrett Brewer respond? Rodriguez with his lead. Stretch by Brewer. The pitch to Becerra. Strike called on the outside corner. Becerra hitting .279 this season. 0 for 3 tonight. Now the 0-1. High and away. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Can't really be concerned about the runner at second at this point. We've seen Brewer dominate. We've seen him be a strikeout pitcher. His 8th inning against Missouri last week, as good as he's thrown all year long. Focus on the batter.
1-1 to Becerra. Here comes the pitch. Strike call, outside corner, 1-2.
Really nice. The 2 strikes in this at bat have been on that outside edge at the knees.
A leadoff homer for Robbins. A walk and then a throwing error, and Rodriguez is at second. A ball and 2 strikes now to Becerra, the pitch. And
a balk.
A balk has been called against Brewer, and now Rodriguez goes to third. I'm not sure he came set.
Now the infield will come in for Auburn.
Yeah, didn't come set. 1-2 the count, infield in for Auburn. Here comes the pitch. Swing and a miss. Foul tip into the glove.
Big. Worked away, and then came right in on that inside corner for strike 3.
And here's Anthony Pack Jr. So far tonight, popped up to the pitcher. He's flied to left, and he struck out looking. Auburn will keep the infield in, and Jim Schlossnagle will call time and talk it over to his hitter.
Pack has put it in the air twice and struck out.
Out of Lakewood, California, Millikan High School.
With 1 out, he wouldn't mind putting another one in the air.
Runner at third with 1 out. Walked, got to second on a throwing error by the pitcher, and went to third on a balk. Pitch on the way. Pack fouls it back. The big blow of the inning thus far, the 1-0 home run. The count was 1-0 by Aiden Robbins, his second home run of the night. He tied it, now has given Texas the lead. 0-1. Ground ball to the third baseman. Guevara will come home, the throw, and he is safe. Guevara slipped as he threw home a one-hopper to Fralick, who tried to tag the runner coming by. And it's a 3-1 lead for Texas.
And no argument from Auburn. Auburn got what it wanted with the infield in.
As Guevara planted to throw home, he just lost his balance. And the runner from third was able to score. He walked, went to second on a throwing error by the pitcher, and to third on a balk, and scores on an infield single. And it's a 3-1 Texas lead. And now here's Casey Borba. Pitch. Drops low for ball one. One out, a runner at first, 2 home for Texas. 3-1, Longhorns lead it. We're in the top of the 9th. Pitch on the way. Outside, ball 2.
And the tight zone is back.
Brewer comes set. And the 2-0. Got the call at the knee, strike one, 2-1. Same two teams tomorrow evening at 6. Our coverage 5:45. Texas leads at 3-1. We're in the top of the 9th. Stretch by Brewer. Here comes the pitch. All 3 low and away, 3-1. Stretching the 3-1 to Borba. Ground ball to third. Guevara to second for 1. Rember to first. It's a double play and the inning is over. Texas gets 2 runs on 2 hits. No errors and no one left. And we go to the bottom of the 9th. Work to be done for Auburn. Texas 3, Auburn 1. Stay tuned. Auburn baseball continues in a moment.
Alabama Power is here for you when big storms hit. But we're also here for the little things. We're there to get the coffee started, to make sure everyone's ready for school, for midday dance breaks and evening entertainment. We're also there to help you save on all that energy with easy-to-use tips, tools, and efficiency programs. So enjoy these moments.
Kids, movie night.
And we'll do the rest. Visit alabamapower.com and follow us on social to learn more.
You've created a comfortable home office. Now let Carrier provide the cash bonus. For a limited time, you can claim up to $1,550 in cool cash rebates on a qualified Carrier home comfort system. There's never been a better time to upgrade to year-round premium comfort and energy savings. Carrier, turn to the experts.
Back to the ballpark for more Auburn baseball.
We go to the bottom of the 9th, and Auburn trails by a score of 3-1. Hayden LeFew has thrown 24 pitches. He will at least start this inning for Texas. And we'll get Mason McCrane, Ethan Bingaman, and Lucas Steele here in the 9th. Auburn led 1-0 after the first. Texas got a solo homer from Robbins in the 4th. He led off the 9th with his second home run of the night. And then after a walk, a throwing error at first, a balk, that runner came home to score on an infield single in which Guevara at third, when he planted to throw home with the infield in, he slipped, and the throw home was not in time. And now Mason McCrane will lead off the Auburn 7th. He is 1 for 3 on the night. This will be his first look at the lefty LeFew. There's the pitch. Just outside for ball 1. Can the Tigers come from behind on this opening night here against Texas? Here is the 1-0. Outside ball 2. Mason McCrane, Ethan Bingaman, Lucas Steele. If anybody gets on, the opportunity to Brandon McCrane. 2-0 pitch to Mason from LeFew. Here it is. Strike call. 2-1. Crowd didn't think so. 2 balls and a strike to count. Mason 1 for 3 on the night. He awaits a 2-1 pitch. Here it is. Held up as a pitch misses low, 3-1 the count. Three balls and one strike to Mason McCrane. LeFew deals the pitch. Swing and a miss at a pitch that was ball 4. It missed low, but McCrane swung over the top of it. Now the count is full to Mason. They play off the line at third with Becerra. McCrane awaits the 3-2 pitch on the way. Line drive, base hit into the gap in right center field. McCrane around first as that gets to the wall. He digs for second. He's in with a double. And that's the way to start your 9th inning. Sliced the gap in right center field. He is 2 for 4 on the night. And that's one of the 2 base runners that Auburn needs on base. And here is Ethan Bingaman. Bingaman 0 for 2. He's grounded to third, flied to deep left, and has walked on the night. 3 homers, 10 runs batted in for the big Auburn first baseman. Stretch in the pitch. Outside, ball 1. There is activity in the bullpen for Texas, and they are deep in their bullpen this season. Leadoff double for McCrane. He's at second. The pitch. Ball 2 inside. Steele on deck for Auburn. A leadoff double for Mason McCrane. He gets his lead. 2-0 pitch. Bingaman looked at it go high. 3-0. .30 pitch from LeFew to Bingaman. Here it is. Drop low. First and second. Nobody out in the 9th. And Lucas Steele, Auburn's DH, comes to the plate. He'll bat right-handed against the lefty LeFew. Well, McCrane and Bingaman were able to reach base back in the 7th when Auburn loaded the bases with 1 out but could not score. And that will bring Jim Schlossnagel out. And Texas once again makes a Pepper Tree pitching change. For a new level of taste, Tiger fans know it's got to be Pepper Tree. For the best wine selection, the finest cuts of beet, visit Pepper Tree in Auburn or Montgomery and online at steaksandwine.com. Lefty coming on for the Texas Longhorns. He will inherit first and second and nobody out. That lefty is Thomas Burns. We'll give you his numbers when we come back after this Pepper Tree pitching change.
In 1977, Ford F-Series became the best-selling trucks in America. 33 million trucks later, we've kept that title every year since. And that's a formula we plan on repeating. Ford F-Series, built Ford tough. The best-selling trucks in America for 49 years and counting. Based on 1977 to 2025 calendar year industry reported total sales.
The new pitcher for Texas is actually the left-hander, number 46, Ethan Walker. 6 foot, 200 pounds, a redshirt junior from Ashburn, Virginia. Broad Run High School and Walter State College. Walker comes on 1-0 on the year. He does not have an earned run average, making his 9th relief appearance. 7 innings for Walker. No runs on 5 hits. Has struck out 7, walked 2, and opponents are hitting just 192 against Ethan Walker. Well, LeFew was terrific tonight for Texas, going an inning and 2/3, giving up no runs on 2 hits. 3 strikeouts and 2 walks. He is responsible for the runners at first and second with nobody out here in the bottom of the 9th, and Texas leading by a score of 3-1. He worked out of trouble, he inherited bases loaded and 1 out in the 9th, and got a double play ball to get out of that inning. Auburn got the first two runners on in the 8th. He worked out of that trouble with back-to-back strikeouts of Terrell and Guevara, and has 2 runners on to lead off this 9th, and now gives way to Ethan Walker, who inherits runners at first and second and nobody out, and Steele again batting right-handed against the lefty Ethan Walker. Steele 0 for 2 on the night with a walk. Walker comes set. And a throw back to second base. Sidearm guy. Two appearances last week, did not give up a run. He gave up 3 hits in 2 1/3 innings against Ole Miss. And the first pitch to Steele misses high. 1-0. Double play depth on the infield other than the first baseman playing up. The pitch, Steele shows bunt, pulls the bat back, 2-0. Mason McCrane at second, Ethan Bingaman at first. Auburn trails 3-1. We're in the bottom of the 9th. The pitch. Ball 3. Again, Steele showed bunt. 3 balls, no strikes. Outfield deep, except in right. Runners at first and second, no one out. Steele shows bunt, takes a strike. 3-1. He looks to the bench to get the call from Gabe Gross. Runners get their leads at first and second. Here comes the 3-1 to Steele. Again shows bunt, takes a strike. Count goes full. Time to go to work. 3 balls, 2 strikes, the pitch. Ground ball to the shortstop, backhand, he boots it. McCrane around third. Nope, he'll hold up there. That's a smart move. The bases are loaded with nobody out. The shortstop, Rodriguez, I'm not sure booting it's the right call, went into the hole, went to a knee, but it bounced away from him. McCrane had thoughts about scoring from second, but remember, that's not even the tying run, and was held at third, and the bases are loaded and nobody out, and Auburn will send in a pinch runner for Lucas Steele. Pinch runner for Auburn is Ty Thompson. After Steele's infield single, loads the bases with nobody out. And here's Brandon McCrane. He was at the plate with the bases loaded and 1 out in the 8th. Now the tying run's aboard, the winning run's aboard for Auburn, trailing 3-1. The pitch. Outside, ball 1. McCrane has grounded out 3 times tonight. He awaits the 1-0 pitch from Merper from Walker, and it's in there for a strike. His brother Mason at third. Bingaman the tying run at second. Ty Thompson the winning run, potential winning run at first. Stretch the pitch. Swing and a miss. It was a change. 1 ball and 2 strikes to McCrane. Bristol Carter on deck for Auburn. A ball and 2 strikes to Brandon McCrane. Here is the stretch. Now the pitch. High, ball 2. Leadoff double by Mason McCrane. Bingaman walked. An infield single by Lucas Steele has given Auburn the bases loaded, nobody out. Thompson is now the runner at first. 2-2 pitch. Strike 3 call on the inside corner. Good pitch from Ethan Walker. here is Bristol Carter. And everybody doing the Bristol Carter clap right now. First at bat for Bristol since the Missouri series. And timeout called. A couple things have been thrown onto the field out in right center field. And they're going to wait until Auburn can clean up whatever's out there. Two runs for Texas in the top of the ninth to lead 3-1. Auburn has loaded the bases in the ninth. The strikeout to McCrane. And Bristol Carter is on. He came on as a defensive replacement in his center. And now is the number 9 hitter for the Tigers with runners, the bases loaded, and Auburn trailing by 2 here in the ninth inning. Bristol batting .404 this season, a couple homers, 11 runs batted in. Hitting .389 with runners in scoring position, .333 with runners on base. Bases loaded, 1 out. Stretch, the pitch. Carter lines it into center, it's a base hit. McCrane will score. They'll hold up Bingham. Oh, the ball got away all the way to the wall. Here comes Thompson around third. He's going to score. That is a winner. Unbelievable. Bristol Carter, playing for the first time since Mizzou, lined a center ball to center field. It scored Mason McCrane. The center fielder Robbins, who hit 2 home runs tonight, came on to try and throw out the runner at home. That would have been the potential tying run. Auburn was going to hold him up, and the ball scooted past Robbins all the way to the wall. Bingham scored, and Thompson, the pinch runner, scored all the way from first. And Auburn wins a thriller on opening night against Texas. Holy cow! The Auburn team went to the back 40 to celebrate with their fellow students. A double by McCrane, a walk to Bingham, an infield single by Steele loaded the bases. Brandon McCrane struck out, and Bristol Carter, who came on as a came on to play center field, but as a pinch hitter here in the ninth, sent the first pitch he saw right up the middle. It scored Mason McCrane from third. Auburn was going to hold Bingham at third base, but the ball scooted underneath Aiden Robbins, and it went almost to the wall. Bingham scored the tying run, and Ty Thompson, who had come on as a pinch runner, rounded the bases, and Auburn wins it. Unbelievable. Auburn 4, Texas 3. Stay tuned, friends. The Regions Bank postgame show is coming up next. This is the Auburn Sports Network.
Here's a clip from a recent Talking Tigers podcast with Andy Burcham.
Hall of Fame quarterback Jason Campbell.
It's something to be said about seeing